There you go.
What is Mac? Tell me something slick and make it stick. We are back for another exciting episode. And yes, she is back in the building. Kiki is back. What up, Kiki? We're trying to see you. Let's see if we can. It's a little fuzzy, but she gonna probably get it. It's
Hey,
probably
hey,
gonna.
hey. You can see me?
I can see you, but it's a little fuzzy.
Can you see me?
I see you. I see the silhouette. I see the tattoos, but it's
Okay,
just
hold
not
on. Let me.
crispy clear. Hey, Juana, what up?
I'm just gonna have to go off my phone.
Okay. Yeah, just go. That's better, Kiki. You good right there.
I try not to use better.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
because
can
I try
see
not to use
you.
my phone in case people be calling.
Yeah, we can see you good. That's good enough.
What's
Welcome
up?
back.
Thank you.
Oh
How you
man,
doing?
I'm good. I'm good, Kiki. How's the week been? Kiki froze. The week has been
Say that
good for
again.
me. I said, "How's the week been?" You froze again. You back. But you froze.
Oh, Lord. It's been so good. Oh my God, I've been working on so much stuff. I'm actually doing something tonight with Evo,
Okay.
so I'm excited about that. It's my girl. We doing something tonight. We want party,
Okay.
and
Okay.
yeah, I just been working on my own shit. Yeah, I was sick last week, but I'm back.
All right. Well, good deal. Good deal. It's been a good
Can you
week.
can
We
you
had
hear me? Let me try my thing. Am I still frozen?
you know, but the sound is kind of going in and out. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna use my phone because I don't have
All right.
time.
So while
But
Kiki, go ahead, baby. Well, you were just telling us about the good week that you had, productive things.
oh yeah, I just been recording stuff and doing my little networking, and like I said, I'm doing some big shit tonight with my girl E Nicole. So I've been also I done spoke to my man GQ. I was telling him how much I missed him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to.
Technical difficulties, y'all. What up, the chat? Who we got in the chat? Jizzle is eating. Let me look. Welcome in, Jizzle. What's going on? Welcome in. You're eating as always, per usual.
I'm eating.
Yeah, I see. I see. You rocking the blondie there. Okay, I see it.
I
I
put
see
it
it.
all on.
So what
This,
the hell did happen that you
this
just
is a
start freaking the? What's
this is
going
a
on?
debut. This is a grade A certified debut, baby. Y'all the first people to see it. This is exclusive.
All right, I dig it. I dig it. I dig
What
it.
is going on?
Yeah, I
All
got
right, let me get Kiki back in here. All right, Kiki, you
Is it
back?
better now?
Yeah, it's way better now.
Okay. Oh, you look nice, Tammy.
Thank you, Bell.
I know I
Yeah.
was saying before the thing had cut out. I was talking to GQ this week, and I was telling him, I'm like, yo, I missed you, man.
Uh
I missed you. We need some guys up here.
huh. that that's true. All right, who we got? We got Ready Red in the building. All right, y'all. Maya is at an appointment, and I don't think she's gonna be able to make it. So we're gonna have to rock it out with just us three. But
Okay.
I do that. Gizzle, week in review. Besides the hair debut, anything up and coming and going.
Y'all got this project to do for this class. The class is in next week. I just started the project for real today. But I was able to get a lot done, so I'm excited, but it's still so much to get done. But yeah, that's it. School.
Okay. The school. All right. I figured that. I figured. All right, y'all. Let's great start getting into these topics. Today's topics, again, it's the shift in the narrative. It says Black entertainment lost its soul. And you really kind of what made me come up with that is that looking at older movies, older shows like in the early 2000s, the 90s, things of that nature, and how it was always a positive message. There was always something to gain from that. And even just thinking about growing up in the time, the Cosby's, back, shit. Man, Martin, all of those shows that were positive, they had a really great message. So my whole thing is, what happened to that? I think Kiki's having her some technical difficulties, and we'll wait till she gets back. But anyway, the question, and one of the things is, how do shows like Martin and Living Color shape the perception of relationships and dating in the 90s and the early 2000s? Kind of kicking that one off myself. I think Martin and Gina was like the closest depiction of like what a real life relationship was. I mean, they had their ups, they had their downs, they had the family drama, they had the friends involved, but no matter what, it was realistic. It wasn't like this. It to me, it wasn't fake. It was like you could literally see yourself when you watch, Martin and you saw him and Gina have that relationship on screen versus we don't even have none of that now. So the question really is, how do you think that shaped the perception of relationships for that era and and things now? Because from what we had then to where we at now, this shit is night and day. So Jizzle, when you get done chewing, you can you
I have thoughts about this. I think sometimes we romanticize that time period. Mm-hmm. I think that we romanticize those depictions of love because one of my favorite movies from childhood was Love and Basketball. Period. It was one of my favorite movies, right? And watching that back, that was a toxic ass relationship. Mm-hmm. It was toxic from beginning to end. But we have glorified that as love. So I don't always look at those things as far as relationships as goals or what it should be. I think that's what was depicted to us. But I don't always think, if I had to think of a couple maybe in past or something like that in history or on a sitcom, it wouldn't be like a Martin and Gina. It wouldn't be like the characters from Love and Basketball. It might be somebody like a Claire Huxtable. That might be. Or you might go over to something like A Living Single, where you're dealing with Cal and Maxine. And even though that was toxicity,
that was a good. That was not toxic too, though.
But even though there was toxicity in there, you were able throughout the progression of that show to see their growth into falling for each other and see their growth as characters in their both in their careers and in their personal lives. I think there was personal growth on both ends. Because at the end of the show, Maxine decided to be a mother to Kyle's child, and there was genuine love there. I definitely think that there was some shame and some things of that, but I think that if at the core of it, both of them actually cared about each other. But I don't know. I go through a process of like analyzing these things because I think even when we're talking about pop culture from back in the day, I think we've romanticized love, and I think a lot of these depictions of love happen, and where it was like a woman. Or even maybe not even just the woman, maybe it's the man too, experiencing a lot of pain and suffering in order to get to the ultimate love. And I don't like that narrative, bro. I think that that's a dangerous narrative to feed to Black women because it tells us that we have to go through all this shit, right? Excuse my language, all of this stuff, right? To finally find the love of our lives. It can't be easy. It got to be a whole bunch of mess. If you think about Poetic Justice, if you think these movies, bro, Jason's lyric, bro.
Yeah, let's talk about that movie.
Niggas had to die, So even though I think there was definitely some positive, I definitely think that the negative depiction has been going on for years. I just think that what we've done is put a silver lining in it. Even if you think of something like a 227 or Good Times, right? They was in the projects. They killed James off. You know, like, it's just, anyway, I be watching the shows, so I be knowing.
No, that's why I wanted to bring this topic up to discuss it, because I know you do. So you feel that so you feel like we romanticized about this too much, that era. But Gizzle, but why? Why? I mean, to me, it seems to me in that era, it was more realistic than what it is now.
I don't want to say it was more realistic. I don't want to say it was more realistic, because at the end of the day, they still got to sell a show, right? So I don't want to say it was more realistic. I'll say that through the ups and downs that the people had to go through in a relationship, they would try to find something positive to point out. So I don't want to say it was more realistic. I think that they were just intentional about adding some element of positivity to it, in comparison to now, where they're just like,
what the hell is going on?
She gonna get raped. She gonna get molested. She gonna get everything. You gonna see it. And so now I think they give you just the 100% raw. Back then, you would see the bad things that would happen to people. Like, even if you think about a Players Club, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would see the bad things that would happen, but then at the end, you would see the positive. And in the end, they made it out. You know, like, you would see the positive at the end. I think now the stories just don't give you that positive ending. They just give you the real ending. The real ending, they died. Everybody died. It was the end, you know? So I think that's the difference now.
Okay, let me read. Juwan says, today's television is to push a negative narrative. All of the shows back in the day show love and the ability to navigate through different emotions and situations. Now, I agree with that. But the balance, there's balance. There was balance. Now, like you said, Gizzle, it's just one thing. You die. Like, you die. I mean, you going straight to the he got shot, he got killed. It's over with. Life today is no different than it was then. And ain't nothing new under the sun, as the good book says. But the fact of the matter is, what happened to the balance? What happened to showing both sides? There's no positivity hardly depicted on TV anymore regarding our culture. That is my problem. It's all bad. And that's just, yep, he dysfunctional and it's just messed up out here. God damn.
Right.
That's my issue. That's my issue with that. Let me see if you're able to get back in. Kiki, you good now?
Yep, I don't know what's going on with my internet, so I had to switch where I was sitting. There's a lot going on, but I'm back.
All right, good deal. So just to get you kind of, I know you've been going in and out with technical difficulties. Shows, Kiki, like Martin, Living Color, shows like that. And how do you feel that shaped relationships from that era? Even though, man, it's people way younger than me that love Martin, love Different World, all types of shit. Those shows just keep going. What do you think, Kiki, those shows had an impact on, let's just say, from you and your generation of people? Like, damn, look at this shit. Like, is that shit really real? Or that's not real enough?
Well, you know, of course, obviously, we know it's TV, but I do believe that people wanted that type of relationship. I think that people wanted to have that type of, balance. Like, now, even when you look on reality TV, let's just put that in there. Everybody's getting cheated on. You know what I'm saying? And then when you used to watch the shows back in the day, I mean, it was some stuff. It was, the movies or whatever the case may be, but it was more positivity that they was putting out there than just, oh, my man is cheating on me with this chick, that chick, this chick. And it's just negative. Even to this day, I've had dudes like, oh, I want that Martin and Gina love. I'm like, that's cute and all that, for the fake shit, but we living in real life and it's cute and everything like that. But in the real world, it don't really happen like that. I just kind of feel like people wanted that positivity. The Cosby Show, like the shows that y'all mentioned, I did hear it, but my internet was going in and out. So if you did think about it, a lot of the shows were more positive than negative.
Exactly.
They always had a message, even to like the smallest things, like, oh, the kid brought a gun to school. Oh, the kid was smoking or drinking or, throwing. It was always a message at the end. And I think that a lot of people wanted that type of life. And there's nothing wrong with that. But unfortunately, you know, now in this era, everything is this reality TV shit that we got going on.
That bullshit.
And it's a bunch of toxicity. Like every time you turn on the TV, they fighting, they arguing, somebody's getting cheated on, somebody getting, and it's real life too, but we don't see like the good things that happen. So that's just how I feel about it. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy.
Nah, that's good. That's good. Now let's stay right there. That's very good. Let's talk about the music from that era. If you go to like, again, violence ain't nothing new. NWA was out. Pac talked about violence, but Pac also talked about love.
Mm-hmm.
Big said me and my bitch, but Big also was on some Big Papa player shit too. So it was but you had a balance. Let's talk about that music in that era. As far as how do you feel like the messages in the relation in the music in there? What did it convey? Because it seems to me that there was a better balance. Yeah, you got called the bitch, but also you got called boo. Nowadays, you ain't getting called. It's far worse than bitch. Now they calling you far worse than that. And ain't nobody calling you boo.
What? Yeah, I mean, I feel like music ain't really changed, honestly. I feel like it always been like crap. Honestly. I mean, it was good music, but it's now is like you got the sexy reds, even though I do love her. You know, it's everything is all about drugs and money. And I feel like back then they was really actually rapping about what they actually really was going through. Opposed to probably, I feel like a lot of these rappers are rapping about stuff that they unseen on TV.
They never did.
They want to be the Scarfaces. But then, you know, when you go to R&B, they was, you know, singing to the women. They love their women. They singing to their men. You know what I'm saying? Now these days it's like, oh, fuck F this dude.
Right.
He a cheater. And I mean, it's real life too again, because everybody is going through, them chips look good as hell. Whatever you eat, and it looks really good. Like I'm starving over here. But I mean, I guess it's just what you want to take from the music. Because it was, you know, a lot of BS going on back then too, like you said about Pac. He was rapping about, you know, gang shit.
But then he said, keep your head up. But then he told you to keep your head up.
It was a little message within them songs. Now they rap about shooting each other, killing each other, popping pills, and all types of madness. I don't know.
Exactly.
That's when my daughter be like, oh, listen to this song, mommy, and I'm listening to it. I'm like, this is what you like? I'm like, no, let me put you onto some real music from like the 90s when the music was actually good and we knew what the hell they was talking about, instead of all this mumble. I mean, like, you know, the mumbling of the words with no real message behind it. I like things with messages. It makes me feel like I'm really paying attention to something.
That's what I'm saying, Kiki. That's exactly that. It was a message in everything. Ain't no message no more. What is the message now? Ain't no message.
I'm gonna have to disagree with y'all.
About what, Gizzle?
Really?
This raunchy music has been around since the beginning of music. It has, and I mean, you can go back. I just listened to some of my mama's stuff. I'm like, did he just say Mary Jane? That's a weed song.
That's my song.
It was just innuendo. Sometimes they flat out said it. If you listen to some real old school stuff, sometimes they said, I'm gonna put my dick in her mouth.
Oh wow, I need to hear these songs.
The songs. Okay. So I just think that those songs, the difference between now and then is that those songs that were completely ratchet and completely raunchy were far and few between, but they have always existed. And I think that we just live in a time period where they're glorifying the music of that caliber. You still have conscious rappers. You still have rappers that put messages in their music. Those are just not the mainstream ones. You know, you got people, you know, everybody talk about female hip hop right now, female R&B. You have people that are not singing about getting cheated on, like SZA. You have people that are not singing about they vagina being good, like Jhené Aiko. And I love Jhené. This is not no shade to nobody. You have people, but they're not listening to those people. They're not listening to Ari Lennox's for real. They're not listening to people they are listening to the ratchet stuff. So you have Rhapsody, who raps her face off, but don't nobody listen to her because she not here shaking her booty while she's rapping. So I just think that what's different now, I don't think that there's much of a difference. The ratchet and the righteous have always been in the same thing, is that the ratchet has been elevated to a higher level now. And the righteous are just, they're continuing to do their thing, but they're just more, they're more laid off because those people are not the people that are elevated. It used to be a time period to be an artist. You had to be a good person. Right? You had to have a certain kind of character to be an artist because they did a thing back in the day called artist development, where they would literally put you in camps before they debuted you, teach you how to speak to the media, do all those things. They don't do that no more. That's why people like Sexy Red and Cardi B, and no shade to Cardi B, but that's why they are famous, because they don't have a filter. They gonna say exactly what they want to say. They're not gonna filter it, and you're gonna hear. Sexy Red got on an interview a couple months back and said, "Yeah, I got an STD. I get STD all the time."
I said that.
And I was like, "Who's?" She's like, "Yeah, I got raped and da da da." And I was like, "Girl, you are trauma dumping on this." But if she had media training, she would never have gotten up there and said that. But they don't do that because that is what sells. The ratchet is what sells. Because of how reality TV has gone, and I ain't got shade for reality TV because I didn't been on it before, right? But because of how reality TV is set up, you have people who are profiting off of their trauma, or think they're profiting off their trauma. Really, the people that's profiting off their trauma is the big executives up there. But they're profiting off their trauma. And so now you have these people who aren't even that talented, to be honest, right?
Ain't no
being
talent.
elevated on platforms, getting record deals. Look at Bad Baby, Bad Barbie, whatever girl name.
Bad Body, Bad Barbie. What's that chick name?
I know the Catch Me
I have
Outside
no
girl.
clue.
That's what she always be to me. Catch Me Outside.
Oh.
She got famous for saying "Catch Me Outside" on the Maury show. Okay, so I say all that to say we have elevated and we have put people on pedestals for bad behavior, and that's why that's what our culture values, and it's unfortunate. So I don't like to I guess look at the olden times and be like, oh, they had it right, because I don't think any generation has had it right. I just think that this generation is more accepting of their ratchetness. They are celebrating their ratchetness. And the ratchetness, they think the ratchetness, because of how media has set it up, they think the ratchetness is what gets you famous. They think the ratchetness is what gets you money. They think that you have the people like Kim Kardashian who got famous off of a sex tape. You have the people like Amber Rose, who was a stripper, Cardi B, who was a stripper. You have all these people. And I think that's one of the reasons why people hate Meg Thee Stallion so much. Not because Meg Thee Stallion is got shot by Tory Lanez and all that bull crap like that. They hate her because while she was doing this whole thing and shaking her booty and being slightly ratchet, she was also getting a degree. Okay? You better put degree on her name because she got one. Okay? She was very... While she was shaking her booty and rapping her songs about everything she was rapping about, she was watching anime. She was a nerd. Okay? She got a whole album where she rapping in Japanese. Okay? That to me, I think Meg Thee Stallion, she's an example of a person with character of balance. Okay? I think she's balanced. I don't think she's always been balanced, but I think she's balanced. But I think that's what's missing today. We are missing the balance. The ratchet is being uplifted and the righteous is being poured down.
I agree with that. That's true. It's accurate. We're missing the balance. There's an accentuation on being ratchet, and you know what? And there's been a I guess, for the lack of better terms, a minimalization on being righteous, for lack of better terms. Now, let's go there. You said something about reality TV. I know a little bit about reality TV. You know a little bit about reality TV as well. Reality TV has set up here and prop people who aren't lettered, don't have any education, the highest education or anything of that nature, and you put them in front of a TV, and you're specifically wanting them, and I know on them sets, they want you to do some ignorant, dumb, stupid shit that's going to get views. And if you're willing to do that and do the tomfoolery and the buffoonery, it boosts you. It gives you followers, it gives you opportunities, etc., etc. We met Cardi on a reality show. You see how things worked out for her. Yeah, much love to Cardi. The question is this, though. Let's go with this. why do you think it's constantly reality TV is now being pushed as the main form of media entertainment? Vice the day when we had those shows, when we had those writers, when we had those messages. So, Gizzle, finish your bite. Let me ask Kiki that. Finish your
I got
food.
thoughts. I'm sorry. I got some thoughts on that, but all right, y'all.
Let me let Kiki get in this one. Kiki, reality TV
Mhm.
versus the shows that used to have messages back in the day. Why do you think that's being pushed now?
Because that's what sells right now. Nobody wants to watch people on TV. Um, I don't want to say being corny, but
Mm,
let's just say being corny, but for whatever.
okay.
Nobody wants to just sit and watch an educational program, or at least watch something like you said with the message. They want to see the girls fighting. I'm a subscriber of Zeus. Okay, I watch the Zeus network. All they do is fight on here. There's never nothing that's like there's nothing going on. They get drunk, they go out, they fight. They
Right.
wake up, they put wigs on, they fight. It's like and then people love it. They eat it up, especially now in this generation. Oh my god, these kids love it. Oh, did you see that fight they was having on Zeus? Yeah, the girl pulled the girl hair. Oh, you saw. Nobody wants to watch anything corny these days. They don't. And sometimes even too, like I was just on Facebook before we had got on here, and Rashida, if y'all watch Love and Hip Hop,
Of course, they know who
Rashida
Love Hip Hop is.
and
Stop.
Kirk.
Yeah.
Now he's cheating on her again. They like, oh, is
Again?
this another storyline? He been
Again?
cheating on her for all 12 seasons.
This nigga been cheating on her for 20 years.
But it's like they not pushing like the good I guess like the good shit in their relationship. People want to see the ratchetness. This is just the time that we live in. Ray J, he just started a network too. It's called Tronics. He got transgenders up there fighting.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. I thought that when he started his network, because he was talking all of this big shit. Oh, let me this. And I'm thinking he's going to come out and put some positive out there, because I'm figuring, he's tired of watching the girls fighting. He got a network now. He's doing the same thing as the other dude.
He's just pushing transgenders now.
So basically, I'm saying all the same. Nobody wants to watch anything with a message. Right now, we living in a time where ratchet TV is just, it is what it is. You could be watching, like even The Bachelor. Next thing you know, they'll be up there fighting. Who knows? Nobody wants to watch anything with a message. Everything nowadays is just negative. And if you do find something positive, it's not being as pushed as the other stuff that we see on social media.
Kiki, I can't even disagree with you on that. Jizzle, what you got? But you just hold on. Let me get to the chat before I want to catch up with the chat. Let me get to the chat, and because before you unload on that one right there, before you
Hey
unload on that
yo,
one. What up, Coco? What's up, baby? What up? Yeah. What up? What up?
what is that my thing?
The question is: reality TV reality? No, it is not reality. It ain't reality. All right. Excuse me.
Because
I
I
don't
heard
want
that they
to
sometime they go back and
edit
if
it.
they don't like that first take, oh no, go
Yeah.
back and do it again.
Yeah, it's Kiki, it's not real. Excuse me, I don't want to offend anyone, but they put too much gay stuff in these shows that don't need it, man. Don't get me started on that. We never see strong black families on many shows. Now you better say that, Tony G. That's real. It's all about emasculating the black man. Don't get me started about emasculating the black man. Like you said, there was a balance. Yeah, we ain't got no balance no more. Joanna says, get back. She said something else. She said, let me get back to Joanna right here. She says that raunchy music was for the club. It really didn't get airplay. Nah, it didn't. It didn't. Now raunchy music gets all the airplay. Music used to be conscious with good vibes, loving each other on the actual radio, but they took things that will inspire us off the radio. It's an agenda to dumb us down in my eye. Why can I not disagree with that? Coco says, don't get me started on the ratchet crap. She followed it up and says, that's what I got sick of. 50-year-olds cheating, arguing, and fighting. Embarrassing. All right. Let's see here. Joanna says, reality TV is the thing, because if they push it to the people are going to want to be like those that they idol. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Home run on that, baby. Home run on that. Hey, bro says, you're right, Coco. Kent step in the building, panel and chat. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome in, Kent. All right, Gizzle, proceed. Unload. Let's go.
So it's
Into
so
the
Yeah.
interesting
clip.
that you asked this question. This is actually an essay I make my students write at the end of the school year.
Uh-oh.
Okay. And I got the reason why reality TV is pushed. Y'all want to know what it is? It ain't nothing that
Please.
y'all said already. The reason why reality TV is pushed is because it is cheaper to produce. It is cheaper for production to just have some people in a room talking and fighting than it is for them to write scripts, pay script writers, things of that nature.
Mhm.
That is the reason why reality TV was pushed on us. If you go back to 20 years ago, there were only a few reality TV shows. You had like The Real World.
Yeah.
You only had a few.
Few.
Now, reality TV dominates TV, not because it's the best TV, not even because it's so captivating, because it really, some of it ain't even that captivating. Sometimes I used to be watching stuff, like, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I'd be up late at night and I'd be watching the videos and I'm cleaning them rugs, and I'd be like, oh, look at them cleaning them rugs. They clean them good. Like, that's what I'm watching. Okay, now that's technically what you would consider reality TV. It's just something that, or another thing that's reality TV is baking competitions, baking shows, cooking things. Those are still reality. But what I'm saying about that is that those things are cheaper to produce. You don't have to come up with a script. You don't have to pay script writers. You don't have to do any of that. Get some people that want to be on TV, break them off a little bit of bread, because they don't make a whole bunch of money unless you get into the Kardashians or the people that's been doing it for umpteen years, right?
That's a fact.
Break them off a little bit of money. You tell them this is a big opportunity for fame, right? And you done made all this profit,
and they ain't made shit.
A little bit of effort and some cameramen. Like, that's it. So that's really why reality TV has been pushed on us. Now, and I'm talking about holistically, because I think we've been focusing on kind of like Black reality TV, but the first watching people was the Girls Go Wild, the Girls Gone Wild girls back in the day during spring break. Y'all remember they used to flash?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so this is not nothing. It's like you said earlier, Mac. Nothing new is happening under the sun. This stuff has been happening for a long time. It's just that the people up top have realized a way to really economize on it and make their money off of it. Now, you bring it to Black entertainment, because this is what this conversation is about, right?
Yeah.
Bring it to Black entertainment. Yes, there's an agenda. They want our reality TV to be ratchet and foolish. Okay, you had two shows, right? That came out on Netflix like 2 years ago. One was Selling Sunset, and the other one was like about a Black realtors. Both of them about realtors. On the white show, they were actually selling houses. On the Black show, nothing but drama.
That's what I'm
Do
saying.
you think that they never sold no houses as realtors? No, they sold houses. It's just not what was highlighted. Even on these reality shows that we talk about, the positive things are not highlighted. I think it's so interesting that it's very interesting how they depicted me when I did Asking for a Friend. I said a couple of things about God.
Get me started on that. Go ahead. Don't get me started on that depiction.
I said a couple things about God, and all of a sudden I'm a Jesus freak. Now, ain't nothing wrong with being a Jesus freak. I ain't got no problem with being labeled as Jesus freak. But what I'm saying is they took the narrative that they wanted to and they ran with it. And that's what they do with these reality TV shows. They want people to perceive Black people as a certain way. And what we don't understand, unless you've been out of the country, unless you've spoken to people that look at this stuff, they think everybody from America, every Black American in certain countries act like the people from Atlanta Housewives. Like, I've had people come up to me and be like, "You from Atlanta? You don't act like one of the housewives." When I go to other countries, because that's what they think we are like. They think we sit around all day drinking lattes and throwing them at each other, going to the bar. That's what they think. So there is an agenda that's been pushed. But like I said, the main reason is the money. And I think if people had morals and they had standards about themselves and they had,
Preach, Tim.
a backbone, right? They wouldn't let themselves be depicted on TV the way they are. But the problem is people are too concerned with getting that bag by any means necessary. They are okay with humiliating themselves on national TV for likes and shares and a viral moment. And I think it's crazy that That's how we move. And even people that have fame, I think of Ray J. Ray J didn't come from not being known. Ray J was known, but reality TV got him back on the thing. What he doing? Pushing Princess in the pool, cussing his wife out, doing all kind of crap. Like, why are you behaving this way? Because you know that's gonna be a clickbait. You know that's gonna be, what it's
absolutely.
So it's about money and about influence. That's it.
So, just you're right. Okay, so that makes sense from a financial standpoint. These production companies, these networks, are like, you know what? It's cheap to make reality TV, real cheap. I ain't got to pay no script, no writers, no professional writers. These are professional actors. There's nobody that's professionally crafted here, other than these damn cameramen. Hey, my set runner, the EP that's there, and we're gonna have a mixture of a bunch of different individuals from different walks of life. Throw them in a room with different mindsets, mentalities. Throw some alcohol, and they believe in giving your ass plenty of alcohol. And you know what? Let's shoot. My issue and my thing is this though. But why are we the poster child, or why are we what's emblematic for ignorance and violence? Though we're always depicted for being stupid and ratchet. I agree with you, Gizzle. But why?
So I'm gonna tell you this, as from a personal standpoint, I have never watched one episode of Atlanta Housewives. I've never watched one episode of Love and Hip Hop New York. I've never watched one episode of any of the Basketball Wives, Mob Wives. I've never Black Ink Club. I've never watched any of it.
No.
When I consume reality TV, I'm watching a cooking show. I'm watching a dating show because I love a good dating show, right? I'm watching a dating show.
Obviously.
I'm watching, like the Is It Cake? Like that's what I'm watching. I don't get the appeal of all the drama that comes along with, watching these celebrities. And I use the word celebrity loosely because a lot of these people are has-beens, right? No offense to them, but they are, right?
Call it what it is.
The only actual Love and Hip Hop that I was watching was Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. And the only reason I watched it was because Omarion from B2K was on it. And that was like a big deal for me. Omarion and Lil Fizz. It was like, what? Fizz? Omarion? Y'all alive? Hey!
Not y'all alive.
Really? Because they literally, like Lil Fizz and the rest of the boys from B2K, Lil Fizz, J Boog, and Raz B, they kind of just disappeared. Omarion was still in the spotlight, but Fizz, Boog, and Raz B were gone. Raz B was actually in China for about 10 years. So the same time I was in Korea, Raz B was over in China. Okay? So yeah.
And now he was on Zeus Network.
That's what I'm saying.
On the Bad Boys Club.
Because that's what you got to do. With
Orlando Brown.
Relevant? What do you do to be relevant? And that's what I'm saying. And like I said, it's no shade to them. I'm not nobody. But it's not no shade to them. What do? They get a whole bunch of has-been people, right? Who aren't relevant anymore. Throw them in some junk and see what it's going to do. And it's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. The thing is, some of these people, it's like, I no shade to them. Once again, I don't want to sound shady because, like I said, I'm nobody. But it's like, I don't know who you are. Why are you famous? Why should I know you? Why are you on the TV show? I be so confused. I'm like, is this person talented? Should I know who this person is? Like, I be so confused. I'm so confused these days. So yeah, I don't watch any of that. I don't subscribe to all that foolishness. I think one thing I did do, and I like it. I do like it because I think it's about healing. I do watch the what is it? The one where they have the people in hip hop take their spouse to a camp and they have to figure out if they're gonna marry each other.
The therapy is it like the therapy
marriage
thing?
boot camp.
Marriage boot camp.
I watched that because I think I love that one because I think that's healing. It should be real healing. Like they go through real process of healing and understanding why they treat each other the way they do. So I like that one. But if it ain't about uplifting the culture, I don't really like to consume it too tough.
Right.
Okay. Makes sense. Reality TV wise. And only thing I will correct, only thing I disagree with you about is that it's not true. You actually are somebody. So I'm not gonna let you sit up and say that you're nobody. You are somebody.
I mean, I'm not. What I say about nobody, I'm not a famous person. I don't have the money or the accolades that come along.
They ain't nobody. They ain't nobody. They ain't nobody. Just you somebody. All right. So now let me ask you this, Scott, and I'm gonna come to Kiki first. That makes sense. that makes Gizzle about reality TV. But the music, though, it's cheaper to make music now. It's easier to make music now. So why is it more trash being pushed now? Like you said, Gizzle, there's still conscious music somewhere out there. It's just way down there. But Kiki, why do you think now it's just more trash being pushed? Music in the airways, it's everywhere. As before, it was a little something positive.
Um, well, I kind of feel like I said before, this is what now this generation, these kids love it. I don't know why, but they do. And then on top of that, now it don't like you don't have to go through like back in I was watching the Wu-Tang movie, the
Yeah,
little series,
that was
and they
good.
were showing how they actually had to hustle and
Yeah,
go through, all of
yeah,
these steps to become who they are. All you got to do now these days is go on your little TikTok or your little Snapchat or whatever these little social media platforms are, and it'd be the stupidest song ever. Now, don't get me wrong. When I heard Pound Town at first, I was like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Okay. I think she blew up through TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But it was just like, you don't need to go through like, the whole hustle like everybody else went through. These kids love this shit. My daughter, she's 11. She'll be 12, the Lord's will, in October.
right.
She loves this music. I don't know why. And when I
Neither.
ask her, if I call her right now and ask her, she'd be like, oh, it's better than the music you listen to. Now, too, they'll take little clips and, shit from back in the day and they'll try to, remix it and flip it and act like that's their songs now. I'm like, what happened to, you going through the whole, asking for permission to make this music?
Sampling, yeah, right. They don't do that no more.
No, my daughter be like, oh, mom, you heard that new song? I listen to. I'm like, this ain't new. This song came out in like 2000. No, it's new. You just never heard it. I said, Peyton, all they did was just scream over what you hear right now. I said, let me play you the actual song of it. I feel like I said, they have this hidden agenda,
Come on,
and it ain't
Kiki.
really even being
It
that
ain't hidden.
right, exactly.
Preach.
It's
Come
so
on, Kiki.
obvious. They
Come on.
want these kids to be out here. They want them to,
Preach.
and I say kids because, we grown. I don't feel like people our age are out here acting a fool the way these young kids are.
No.
They keep pushing this music. They pushing the drug use. And even back in the day, yeah, they was smoking weed or whatever the case may be. But now they popping pills left and right. Okay, they sipping lean
Come on.
and it's ridiculous to me. And these kids are just eating it up. And I feel like sometimes the parents don't even monitor what their children are listening to. And then people say, oh, well, you're not supposed to have, these musicians and stuff like that raising your children. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's all out here. It's hard to really monitor it and be on it when it's just like being pushed in their faces all the time.
Right. That's real.
And and that's just that's how I see it. That's how I feel. I have a child that's in here. She's 11, about to be 12. And even on her video games, that's the music that you hear.
It's ratchet music in the video games?
Yes. I'm like, I know this song from somewhere because, like I said, they'll sample a song, and then like I can't obviously say because it's YouTube and I don't want to get it banned. But the stuff that I hear on top, it's crazy. And I'm like, what are you listening to? What are you doing? I'm just playing my game. It be on Roblox sometimes, and they pushing that on our young children.
Wow. Okay.
But you,
See, that's some heavy. I'm gonna get to the chat in a second, but just let me ask you this, and after that, do you feel specifically for you? And I want the chat to weigh in on this. What the depiction of us on reality TV? Do you feel that has now influenced the music, or do you influence, or is it one influencing the other, or are they both, or they both hand in glove together? Are the images, the symbolism of what we see, the ignorant things that these kids are seeing now, do you think that's influencing the music? Because the circumstances have always been messed up in the Black community. We always been broken and messed up financially. But we used to have something positive to y'all point to look at. We have none of that no more. So do you think that depiction has impacted the music, the
I
quality
don't
of the
think
music?
that the depiction has impacted the music. I honestly think it's the parenting that has impacted the music.
Oh, all right.
And I'm saying that
Come on.
because I know for me personally, and
You
I
did.
don't speak for myself, I wasn't allowed to listen to certain music. I don't care what it was. I didn't buy my first rap album that had curse words in it until I was like 16 years old. And I only had one. It was Ludacris. I could tell you the first rapping curse word album.
That wasn't that bad. He wasn't that bad.
So, and I'm saying that to say, like, there were ways to monitor what your kids listen to, and people did it. But in addition to that, I think that like parents back then were a little bit older, so they weren't listening to the same thing. Like, I remember me and my mom would be in the car and like Get Low would come on, and she'd be like, "Oh, skeet skeet, oh, I love this song." They be skeeting. I'm like, "Mama, you don't want to say skeet. That's not what it means."
No, Mama,
And it was, I remember, like, she didn't know, but I remember, and that was, like I said, when I was like maybe ninth grade or something like that, where that was happening, and it just, we weren't allowed, and then they would have a whole separate album. And I'll be like, this might be dating myself. They would have the dirty version of the album, and then they would have a whole separate clean version of the album. This is when you had to actually go into the store and buy the cassette tapes or the CDs. And so when I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to buy the dirty version of the CD. I would have to buy the clean version. I remember these things. And so it's like, it's so crazy because, like, I listen to songs now and I only knew the clean version of it. And I'm like, oh, that's what he was saying? I wanna F you. You already know. I thought he wanted to love me. I want, you know. And so there was a certain level of sheltering that happened holistically.
Okay. But I have a question.
When you talking about the radio version is what you thought. But now there is no radio version. All they do is bleep out the curse words. So it's like, it's everywhere. All of it's pervasive, and then you don't have parents who are setting standards. These parents are listening to the same stuff the kids are listening to, and it's unfortunate. And so you have these little bitty babies that's up in there singing, "Oh, Pound Town, my favorite song, Kindergarten," because they mama been listening to it. Back in the day, when I was a kid, grown people didn't listen to nasty, raunchy music in front of me. If I was a child, they were like, we got to turn that off. We got kids in the room.
Right.
If there was a movie that had something inappropriate on, they would say, get out the room, or they would say, turn it off. We got kids in the room. There is no hierarchy of protection that happens anymore in our community and in other people's community. I don't even want to just focus on black people, because these white kids just today, okay? Euphoria is a TV show that depicts young people doing drugs. It ain't just black kids, okay? It's white kids too, and they do harder drugs, okay? I have a student last year who OD'd, okay? She died. They found her dead. Her brother found her dead in her room. She had OD'd off drugs. When I met her, she told me, you ain't gonna like what I gotta say. I like to do drugs. That's what she told me. 16 years old. So there is no protection for these children. And I knew what kind of parenting she had come from, because her parents didn't care what she was doing. That's why she was doing drugs. And so because there is no protection, and I'm not saying all parents, but I'm saying a lot of these parents, then you have these same kids that don't have no protection, that think that certain things are normal and have normalized all these bad things, right? Mm-hmm. They go and they influence the kids that are normal. Okay? And I know I work at a public school, but baby, I'm an advocate for private school monitoring your kids, because the stuff I can't tell you how many times we done had kids having sex in the school building. We done had the kids smoke out the bathroom every day. We have to keep our bathrooms at our school locked because they go in there and they smoke weed every day. This is what they do at school. If they doing this at school, what you think they doing at home? And the parents be okay with it. The parents be smoking with the kids. Some of the parents be like, oh, pass the blunt to my kid. So there is so many things wrong with how our children are being socialized, how our children are being raised, the things our children are allowed to see and allowed to consume, and the amount of time they're allowed to consume it. that is really what's affecting the overall the things that's going on in the music and what people think is acceptable. I think that fathers are absent from the house. And I think that it's hard for a woman to try to raise a boy. It's hard for her to try to raise a boy into a man. How do you teach you don't know what it is to be a man? How do you teach a man? And so they coddle their boys. They coddle their boys. The boys are coddled. They're not taught how to be a man and how to do those things. The girls are taught to be ultra strong and they don't need a man. And if they do get a man, they gotta use the man. And we are losing the freaking recipes. We're losing the recipes. That's it. And that honestly, I think that's the problem.
I feel like when it comes to, you know, this whole new generation of parenting, it is tough because it's only but so much that a parent can actually monitor. Let's think about it. You may be very on top of your kid at home, making sure they're not watching certain things, making sure that, let me tell you, my daughter has a cell phone. I check that cell phone. I check her history. She thinks she's smart, but she ain't, you know, you go through she thinks she's deleting stuff. Guess what? It's still going to be that history there. You know, and things like that. But once they leave your home and they're in the outside where there are parents who aren't on top of their kids, guess what? I'm on the phone with my daughter. I hear them kids talking about seconds, suck my this, that, and the third. And I'm like, hey, where did you hear that at? I'm hearing them on the phone. Oh, you a whole ass bitch. Oh my God, you're only in middle school. Like, where are their parents at? You hear the parents in the background talking. My daughter, she showed me like the craziest thing. I don't even want to say it, so I'm not even going to. But my daughter, like, look, mommy, look at this. It's on Snapchat. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this generation, like you said, Tami, you know, back in the day, you know, when my mother used to watch certain movies and a kissing scene came up, close your eyes. We all like,
cover your eyes up.
We ain't turn your head, turn your necessarily, but close them eyes, turn your head. Something you're not gonna sit there and watch it. My daughter, if something like that come, close your eyes, turn your head all the way around. Matter of fact, because then they got the kissing sound. So let me mute it, and I'll let you know when you can turn your head back around. But when she leaves this house, it's only but so much I can do. I would just hope and pray to God that whatever I'm teaching her in the house, that she's taking that with her.
Yeah,
and it's hard.
That's the point I was making.
Good stuff.
It's not necessarily. It's not all the parents, but what the problem is, you have so many parents that don't care and don't protect. That those kids that are coming from that energy, that influence, that come from that energy, and so now those kids who have parents that give a care about them, right? They are influenced by some negative stuff because that's the norm. That's become the norm.
Absolutely.
The ratchet has become the norm. The righteous is the weird. It's crazy. I like, even in my class, I teach 11th graders. These kids be talking about how many bodies they have. Why do you have bodies? Why do you have a body at all in the 11th grade? Why y'all sleeping with mass people?
That ain't nothing new, Tam. That ain't nothing.
No,
Damn, now people been getting busy. Niggas been having bodies, Tammy, for that ain't nothing new now. That ain't nothing new.
Kids, 11th graders had 10 bodies in 11th grade.
Back in the day when I was
in school, fast,
in the 11th grade is crazy.
In Chicago, everybody had a neighborhood hoe that they ran.
I'm not talking about like one person. I'm talking about massive amounts of people. Like they
in 11th grade, they getting around.
They getting around.
By 11th grade, I probably had maybe just 3. So I feel like I was kind of good.
I'm with Kiki. That's nothing new. Bodies, we was getting busy in the shot. Trust me. Did
you feel comfortable talking about it in front of your teacher?
No, we didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
But we had respect. Yeah,
we talk about that during lunch.
Now, let me say this though, Gizzle. Let me throw this at them. The teachers weren't cool and they weren't attractive like you are. We had them goddamn old ass, goddamn mud fake ass teachers, and you weren't gonna say shit to Miss Wilson, old ass. It was like you was talking to your mama. Here you are, young, attractive, swag, 35, still in the mix. I'm sorry. You nigga might just say something slick and make it stick if my teacher looking attractive like that. Our teachers didn't look like y'all. Do y'all see how fine these teachers are nowadays? No knock on y'all, but I get it. Good stuff, Kiki.
Absolutely.
I want to go with Kiki on that one. As a father who raised two boys, I taught my kids, my sons, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I taught them respect, honor, integrity, morals. But as Kiki made a great point, when they leave daddy house, that ain't what they're coming into. They dealing with kids who talk back to adults, who don't show respect for adults. And so you're combating all those different things. So you 100% correct. It is tough. And I can only imagine, Gizzle, you get all of these kids who coming in with undisciplined, these horrible parenting, and you got to deal with all of that. So I could imagine that So yeah, I could imagine the nightmare. All right, let's get to the chat. Good stuff. I love this. Good stuff. All right. Let's see what Babe Russ says. It says, let's get here. I want to get to the chat. Let's pop up. Shouldn't we, okay, wait a minute. That popped out. I don't know. Shouldn't we as a consumer demand more from the higher ups, but from the people in front of the screen? I think that's what Tami was saying about having character and integrity on that. I think that's what she was saying about that. Tony G says, y'all remember the movies that were considered reality, Snow and the Bluff? Don't know about that one, Tony. Anybody know about that one? I'm lost on that one, y'all.
I don't know what it is.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. That's a sidebar conversation. Coco says, yes, I understand. I used to watch those shows, but I stopped years ago because it was just simply embarrassing for my people. Yeah. Tony G says, never watched reality. You said what, Kiki?
I said I still watch it though.
You never watch reality shows. They are boring to me. Tony G, you don't even like sports, so I know you don't like reality TV. You just like McTassie TV, your family, and your girlfriend. That's good enough for me. We're going to rock with that, brother. We got you, Tony. All right. Ken says, barrier to entry is low and cheap to make. Can make a hit in your mom's basement. That is true.
That's what Soulja Boy did.
That's what Soulja Boy did.
All right. Rapper, whoever.
Joanna said, record executives feel like that's what sells. Yeah. All right. Coco says, anybody can be a rapper. I mean, heck, I thought about it. Shit, Lord knows. I know.
I was a rapper for about 6 months.
Hey, but Gizzle got bars. Don't let her fool you. I heard she posted something one time. Maybe she gonna spit. She got bars. Tony G says, I have heard, yes, you do. I have heard that the kids don't want to think. So songs with words they don't know the meaning to, they don't like. They want simple music with no thinking or guessing. So basically, they want dumbed down music. I agree with that.
That mumbling.
That mumble rap, Kiki. Thank you. That's it, Kiki. Mumble rap. Big T says, it's crazy how these new artists release music to cater to popularity on platforms like TikTok, which can lead to music that lacks individuality and creativity. Wow. Ugh.
That's a word.
That's a word. Kent says, lack of balance these days. That's been our theme. All right, Joanna says, exactly, Kiki, big agenda is to destroy the minds of the youth. Yeah, Kiki brought it with that one. She nailed that shit. That ain't playing. Absolutely, they have ratchet music in Grand Theft Auto.
GTA, baby.
You sure do.
Damn, let me find out you play Grand Theft Auto. Okay, I didn't know that.
I love GTA.
Yeah.
We talked about this earlier this week. I don't play games, Mac.
Touche.
I definitely play my GTA. I can't wait till the new one come out.
You quit school because of recess. You don't play games. I got it. All right. All right. Maria says it starts at home. The way you raise your children. If your children see it, they learn it. That is correct. All right, Tony G, the images and music are hand in hand. Then the young parents raising kids or kids raising kids. Very true. Go down. Ken says, access is very easy with the internet. You ain't lying about that. You can stay on top of your kids, but if they want to get it, they will. I did as a kid, even with physical copies. You could just go look at this thing about Korn. Back in the day, it was one magazine that circulated around like 4 or 5 of the homies. He'll watch it he'll keep it for a day. He'll keep it for a day. Now you can go look at Korn right there on your phone whenever you want to. It is crazy. You cannot even hide the kids no more. We used to have to go out our way to find a tape or something back in the day.
Right.
Ken says how we handled it was being upfront about what she was hearing and being open to business, open to questions. Sorry. Ms. Red, what up, Hank? Welcome in. Bad things are magnified because the children don't care because the parents don't care. Some parents, but not all. You ain't learn about that. All right. I used to do DC public school security, so I have witnessed a whole lot of dealing with parents and kids. And my sister's a teacher, Gizzle's a teacher. I hear the stories. It is no joke. All right. Baby bro says bodies is nothing new, but didn't talk about it in front of teachers. No, bodies is not new in high school. They was getting pregnant back in 15, 16 back in it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I get it, but the way, if y'all understood how explicitly these children talk about sex in front of me, they talk about eating booty. They talk about giving head. I mean, I shouldn't know what I know about some of these children. Okay, I shouldn't know it, and I don't want to know it. And I'd be like, please shut up, don't talk about this in front of me. Okay, I had a kid show me her naked in front of with her man. I said, why you?
Oh my God.
Like, I don't want to see that. That's my man. Like, girl, we not friends. Like, yeah.
Okay. She showed you the okay. All right. We'll get back to that. Joanna says, being an school bus driver, it was bad. Kids trying to have sex on the bus. Wait a minute now. Making passes at me, fighting all bad. Wait a minute. So you got kids trying to now. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that's a lot.
I think that's a lot. I mean, niggas, they smashed on the bus.
Yes. I remember when I was in school, they used to try to put their hands on my skirt when I was in school. And that was 20 years ago. Okay.
I mean,
I never had to take those type of buses, so I don't know about that.
You didn't take those type of buses, Kiki?
No, we took MTA. This is New York. It was never like no school. Only time you took a school bus unless you was like, ed. So yeah, we ain't do all that. We was on the buses with the moms and the dads, and nah, thank God I ain't had to go through all that.
Okay.
It's horrid. Like, I can't. Some of the things they say, some of the things that come out their mouth, some of the things that these kids have experienced at such a young age. Don't know how to do taxes. Don't know how to wash clothes. Can't properly cook a meal, but talking about taking it in the booty. Like, I can't.
That's wild.
It's like they're more grown, but they're less skilled in life. Like, how you a grown baby? How you
the conversations I hear from my daughter, like I told y'all many a time, she's 11.
Right.
And she told me, oh, my friend said now I got that, it's that time of the month, now I can have a baby. I said, why is she worrying about that? I'm like, I'm pretty sure she don't even know how to wash her ass properly, but she worrying about having a baby at 11 years old. And I told her, I said, if I ever hear you talking like that, I'm punching you dead in your face. There's no conversation to be had, because this is the conversation right now. So if I hear it, or if you think I'm punching you dead in your face, and you and your little nappy head baby, you're out of here. You crazy? I'm not taking care of no babies. But this is the stuff that they talk about at such a young age.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have these conversations like that with my daughter, but then it's like, now I have to speed it up, because I'd rather her hear from, mom than hearing it, from these other kids. Because these are not the conversations I plan on having no time soon.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, the Black community, how we lost Black entertainment. What has been the biggest thing y'all feel is, and now, have we put the bag over morals? Has money now trumped morals and everything?
Absolutely.
Because it exactly. It seems to me that now more than ever, the money is it's the bag. Niggas got more money now than niggas never had before, but more
with no talent.
But the moral and no talent, and the morality is at an all-time low.
But I'll say this: it wasn't always that way, and it would kind of what happened with Black entertainment, and y'all might can attest to this, is that it was systemically removed. Okay, and what do I mean by that? Back in the day, even in the early 2000s, you had shows like Sister, Girlfriends, One on One, All of Us, all of these black shows that were on UPN and WB. I don't know what channel it was where y'all were, but it was on channel. And then they
WGN, all of them, yeah.
systemically removed all of those black shows. And then you didn't have anything to really consume that was black for a long time.
Correct.
Okay, you didn't have anything to consume that was black for a long time. It was a long time period of no black TV, and I can't remember from like 2005, maybe more, but maybe 2000, maybe like 2002, 2004, until like there weren't black shows. There weren't black shows. There really just weren't. I can't think of black shows that was popping during that time period because they systemically removed them. You said you had all these trash white shows that was on. And it got to the point during that time period for me, I wasn't even watching TV. If I was watching something, it was like, I would go back and watch syndicated shows, right? But TV was trash for a long time. And I think that when they started making black reality TV shows like College Hill and things of that nature, and they saw that there was a market for it, Flavor of Love, and they saw that it was a market for that type of behavior, that's when they started to economize on that, because black sitcoms can work. And I think that they have worked. And I don't like the fact that we say that we don't like the corny stuff, because baby, we all watched This Is Us. I don't know if y'all did, but I remember This Is Us. When This Is Us was on as a show, everybody would come together as a community and watch This Is Us. Even right now, everybody be watching Abbott Elementary. Very wholesome show, right? And so I don't think that there's not a market for it. I just think that there wasn't a market for it. And so now you have like a revamp of these wonderful black shows, with shows like Insecure that was on for 5 seasons, and shows that are produced by black people. Atlanta, which was on for 4 or 5 seasons, right? The show Atlanta was on that was produced, but it took black people heading it, like Donald Glover and Issa Rae and Quinta Brunson, right? All these wonderful black creators to head these things so that we have quality black TV shows. Mm-hmm. And so I think that that's what has to happen. I think that you have people like Tyler Perry, and no shade to him because he's done a lot for the African American community, but his shows aren't necessarily the most positive depiction of African.
No, they're not.
They're sure not.
And so he became the poster child for black TV for a long time period. But what was his shows about? Crackhead.
She in the loud black woman.
Like, so, like I said, there's no shade to him. I've worked on the Tyler Perry set before, so it's no shade to him. But what I'm saying is, we lost the recipes. We lost the Robert Townsends. Y'all remember the Robert Townsend show?
Hell yeah.
We lost the what's his name? Oh my God. Little short dude with the bug eyes. What's his name?
Oh, you talking about Webster? Arnold? You talking about?
No. He's a producer and he be on the show. Spike Lee. There we go. We lost the Spike Lees, the Spike Lee joints that it would always have a depiction of something that was deeper than what it actually was. We lost those things. And I think that now we're starting to regain them, and they're starting to see that it's a market for them because of shows like Insecure and Atlanta that have done amazingly across markets. But that they systemically remove those things during a time period. And I can't fully blame TV. I understand what was happening. TV during that time period was transitioning. What happened during that time period, and this is just somebody as a TV buff that has studied this. What happened during that time period, you had shows, and those shows came on at 7, right? But people wasn't home at 7 or 8 sometimes. They didn't get home sometimes till 11. And so what would happen, they're looking at the time slot of these black shows, and they're saying, nobody's watching this show. But it's not that nobody was watching the show. It's just that people weren't watching the show at that time. So we had people TiVo in it and things of that nature, and they would watch it later on. But TV didn't understand that. They thought it was bad ratings, and it really wasn't bad ratings. It was just that people had stopped looking at TV and on a time schedule. It wasn't this show come on at 9, I'm gonna be there at 9 to watch it. It was this show coming at 9, I'm gonna TiVo it and I'm gonna watch it later on when I have time. And so that's what happened in that transition. And so of course they kicked all the black shows out thinking the black shows were getting bad ratings, but that really wasn't the case. Because I think that Monique had talked about it, how much her ratings were when they ended the Parker show, right? Yeah. And how there were shows with way less ratings that was making way more money than them because that was a black show. But once again, that time slot thing kind of messed TV up. But anyway, this thing goes deep. It's so many layers of why things have happened, from racism to prejudice to technology changing. It's a lot of different factors that have caused what has happened in media to happen. I feel like the way we resolve it is that we Black people have to start taking over Black spaces and commanding that we get the respect and we get these shows that are positive. That's what we have to do.
Tan, that's a lot of great stuff, Gizzle, to unpack. Let's go with that. Let's start with that Tyler Perry piece of it. Yeah, great. And this is no shade to him. Yes, he has done some good, but in the grand scheme, and he ain't depicting black men. He ain't done too much of nothing for depicting black men in the positive light. Just be honest with you, it's always heavy-handed towards the women. That's just how I see it. So I am not the biggest Tyler Perry fan. He's black man. Kudos to what he's doing, employing people. But his shows ain't really, progressively moved up a whole lot forward. It just ain't. Let's harken back to a time. Let's go back 2 shows that really, really, I believe that depicted us the best and inspired young minds, planted positive seeds. Let's go back to the Cosby Show. You saw that healthy mother and father, even if you didn't have a mother before Bill and all this other stuff. We're talking about that. Cliff Huxtable and Claire. The kid, that family, that the mom was a lawyer, the dad was a doctor. You saw the intact family, professional black people in a house raising kids, healthy. And that made you aspire. Even if you didn't have that, you said, shit, I want that. It gave you aspirational goals and things to aspire for. Now, the spinoff of that show was the progenitor for the different world. Do you know how many kids wanted to go to college? Me. Mac I wanted to go to college because they made that shit look so dope with Jasmine Guy, with Dwayne Wayne on there, with Jada, Pop did episode. You was like, I got to go to college. If college lit like this. But if you know, and especially HBCUs, if you look at that.
I went to HBCU, so.
Shout out to HBCU. Shout out to Hampton University. I didn't go there for academia, but I went to the party a lot with the girls. But I still love HU. I'm gonna make a big donation there one day. But anyway, that's either here or there. Shout out to Hampton University. But the point I'm saying is, shows like that. It's no coincidence that they took those shows, they dissipated, because look at their greater influence. They influenced a generation to want to be better. You had aspiration. If your family was messed up every Thursday at 7:00 and Central Standard Time, that Cosby Show came on. I remember that because it meant that much to me. After that, you knew a different world was coming on right after that. It meant that much to me. We had those, and they took them away. The question is, what do you think is the deep meaning? Why, though? Just your opinion.
Once again, I think that it was systemic. I think that there were, like I said, a lot of different factors when you're talking about it from a financial standpoint, that time slot thing. But I also think it was systemic because you see 2-parent white homes. You see 2-parent Asian homes. You see 2-parent Hispanic homes. We had George Lopez had a whole show, right?
Sure did.
Remove that from the Black community, and now it's always, these people got problems. These people are about to lose their house. The mom on drugs. The this, that, and the 10th, and they have, once again, like I said earlier when we first started this conversation, they have glorified our trauma. They have profited off of our downfall. Our suffering is entertainment to them.
So always,
and we watch it as Black people, right? Because we relate to it, right? We don't watch it because sometimes it's the best TV or it's the best show. We watch it because we relate to it. We have a cousin named Pookie that did something like that. We had an uncle that and an auntie that's going through that right now. And so we consume it because that's what our reality is. And that's, obviously that's the nature of reality TV or whatever. But we consume it because we relate to it. But at what point is there to aspire to something else. And that's honestly why I loved watching Insecure. I am an Issa Rae stan. Shout out to my girl Issa Rae.
Okay.
And I love her to death. And I love her because what she did in the industry in these short amount of years that she's been in it has created opportunities for Black people uplift on multiple levels. Not just the actors, because every actor that's been on her show is booked and busy to this day. Okay? Everybody that's done anything has a platform now, right? She made sure of that. But it's not even about just the actors. It's literally about the depiction of what it was. That the show Insecure could have been a whole bunch of ratchet, uneducated fools jumping around LA twerking for dollars, right? That's what it could have been. It wasn't that. It was educated people figuring out, traversing through life and figuring out who they are. Did they always make the right decisions? No, but we don't always make the right decisions. But doing it and becoming better, and you were able to, throughout the course of that series, see the growth of every character. I loved it. It was a great depiction of real things that we go through, but there was an ultimate underlying meaning. We are all insecure in some way, right. And it's our job as people to find our security in ourselves by finding ourselves, and that's what that show was about. It's about all the characters finding themselves and becoming comfortable with that. But I love her for that. Just like same thing with Atlanta. Atlanta was this Donald Glover. First of all, I was on the set of Atlanta. I have done that show as a background. And Donald Glover came out and he looked at me and I was like, "Don't look at me. Greatness is..." I was so starstruck. I don't hardly ever get starstruck when I'm on set, but I was 100% starstruck when Donald Glover was around. I think he is brilliant, right? But just how that show was set up in his head, the imagination of his head, we don't have that. And so all that to say, there are so many reasons why that depiction was taken off, and mainly I think it was to keep us down. The same way why stop and frisk was a law. Same reason why No Child Left Behind was put into place. They said it was for the betterment, but what ended up happening, they took them funds from them schools that needed it. Okay. The same reason why there was a crime bill, a war on drugs. Okay, same reason why there's still people in jail right now serving time for weed when weed has been delegalized in most places, because there's always a plot and a scheme to keep us down. And so that's why I think that the positive depictions of Black people were pulled off and negative was uplifted and elevated. And I think that, like I said earlier, it's up for the Black media outlets to stop uplifting foolishness and start being intentional about giving opportunities to people to show the multifacetedness of Black Americans. And I say Black Americans because I think there's definitely a difference between, Afro-Latinas and what they think about. They think about Black Americans, between Africans and what they think about Black Americans, against, even people in the Caribbean and what they think about Americans. They have so many depictions of us, or thoughts about us being lazy and trifling and scheming and scamming and everything else, because that's what they've been freaking consuming in the media, man. So yeah, it really affects us, I think, globally. And it's so crazy. It affects us globally. Like when you go to certain countries, you don't get treated as well because you're Black. So it's done on purpose. Is my whole point. I know that was a lot of words, but it's done on purpose. And I think that's why we have to combat it. And that's why I said earlier, I don't consume the foolishness. I don't watch the Love and Hip Hop. I don't watch none of that, because that's not my experience. My lived experience isn't going to a bar, seeing somebody I don't like, slapping them across the table and throwing a drink at them. That's not my lived experience.
Tami, that was brilliant. But to add to that, all of that is, but Black people, we enable the exploitation of other Black people. We enable it. We support it. Don't nobody support and exploit Black people more than us. And don't nobody degrade us more than us. Here we are. In my humble opinion, we have the number one export in America, and that's our culture. We have them. We have the number one export, and we just allow them to control it. Dictate what they want to show, what they don't want to show, and the part that they always want to illustrate and show is always the ignorant, the buffoonery. But we got black people in place that's supposed to be, positions of power.
We don't have gatekeepers. We don't have gatekeepers.
You know what? Let me say this. I don't want to get specific, Gizzle, but in the production I was on, they made everything. They made it intentionally. I did a show and they made it intentionally, a black production, to make sure they didn't prop up a black man. They propped up a white man. Now on the 99% black cast with all these qualified black men, you made it a point to prop up a white boy. So
that's a whole nother conversation.
And that Gizzle, you got quality educated black men doing things, and you go out your way to prop up a white person on a show that's 99% black, and you market it to a black demographic, and you're trying to sell that, and you're marketing that.
But that's something that's being pushed in media right now. I don't know if you've seen that in TV shows and commercials and everything, but interracial couples have been pushed heavy for like the last 5 years, real heavy. And part of that, and this is just my opinion, and hopefully I don't offend anybody, part of that is conservatism. And what I mean by conservatism, I don't mean like they're conservative. I mean they're trying to preserve and conserve their race. Okay? Well, how do you do that? By mating with a race that is strong and athletic and this, that, and that. And I know that sounds a little Darwin-esque, okay? But that's how you survive, right? That's how you survive. If you look at demographics about what the America's going to look like in the very near future, at some point in time, white people will be a minority. Okay?
Great.
It's just so what do you have to do? Well, we got to make sure our lines stay. And so it's a lot of little things that are happening. And even how, and hopefully once again this doesn't offend anybody, but even how the LGBT community has been uplifted and transgenders have been uplifted and things of that nature, especially within African American culture, and it's accepted and everybody that is gay or anything uses African American vernacular, because I don't know why that's an international gay talk, but whatever. And it's so uplifted and accepted in our community. And normalized, especially when it's men. And it's crazy. It's kind of crazy to me, because when you're talking about the pickings of black women, right? Mm-hmm. Our men are more incarcerated, right? Our men are more likely to die. And now our men, especially here in Atlanta, our men be gay. Well, who we gonna pick? We gotta pick somebody. So we have to, and so it's crazy. It's actually crazy to kind of see it happening before my eyes in the media. And it used to be where it was black men going with white women, but now they just like white women. Black women, you go to white men. Black women, you go to Asian men. And there's nothing wrong with interracial dating. Don't get me wrong with that. But it's the push for it, when you see it and you don't see couples of the same race together anymore. They have to be some type of this and that mix, and it's crazy to me.
So, Gizzle, that makes a lot of sense, because that was one of the biggest things with me. It was experiencing that you're gonna prop, and this is not defending nobody, but you're gonna prop this white guy up over all of these black guys that are qualified, and you're gonna try to market and sell interracial love. And when black people are the least likely to date, black women are the least likely to date outside their race. Like, black women watched that show, they was like, oh, that's great for her, but I still want me a black man.
Mm-hmm.
And to see that and experience that and be like, it's got to be an agenda. And to know that it's a black production company that did that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about it that blew my mind.
Everybody looks at Lauren Steed and Cameron, and they want it to be that situation. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with it, but I think that when it's the optics of it all. It's honestly the optics, and it's kind of crazy to me. And as somebody who's kind of dabbled in dating outside of my race, I don't think we see it in the media, but we don't see the difficulties that come along with dating outside of your race. The prejudices from family, the misunderstanding of cultures. There are so many elements that go along with that. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. But I think I need people to do this. If you're gonna be dating outside your race, you need to be prepared. If you don't understand your privilege, how can you date somebody who's underprivileged if you don't understand your privilege? You'll never understand their life, their strife, what they've been through. There's so many, it's so layered. And we, like I said, it's just optics. It's just optics at this point. So yeah. Hi.
What's up, Tammy?
Hi.
You know, vanilla chocolate. What's up, man?
Hey, I don't give a damn what Jizzle say. I'm vanilla chocolate, baby. And these women are loving some vanilla chocolate. Let me get to the chat, Jizzle. That was a lot to unpack. We had a whole segment within the segment. Now, well, let me get to the chat. All right. Let's be real. We don't know what's going on in the home of these children or in the schools with some of these creepy teachers. You ain't lying. What happens in the house stays in the house. BS. Yeah, these teachers are real creepy now, man. They out here. These teachers sleeping with these young boys now, man.
It's nasty.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the teachers in back when I was growing, they didn't look that good. You didn't want to sleep with them. All right, that's neither here nor there. They canceled all the black shows and made the same thing with the white people in them. Tammy knocked that out the ballpark. You know how Jizzle get down. All right, where we gonna go with that? Ken comes back and says these black creators need to stay independent. I feel like Issa's new shows, while not nearly as good as Insecure, all got canceled before they got legs after she signed that big deal. Coincidence?
No, it's not a coincidence. That's exactly what it is.
All right, let's go back. Yeah, one of my favorite black shows was Family Matters. The Winslows, absolutely. What happened to that show? That was a great damn show. A Different World was the show. It made a lot of people. It made us in the hood want to go to college. It was aspirational.
I have a confession. I didn't watch A Different World until after it had already gone off like 20 years later. 15 years later.
But you were a little bit younger than me, so that's fair.
I am a little bit younger than you, but we just didn't have TV like that for real when I was growing up, and so I wasn't able to watch it at 7:00 on Tuesday or whatever day it came off on because we didn't have it. So
yeah,
like we'd hood people, like we had the TV on top of the TV. One was for sound.
Yeah. All right, so Jizzle didn't watch it until after it went off. Let's see what we got. Ken says, "Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Uncle L had a show. That one was good too. What was it? What was LL's show? It was In the House.
In the House.
That was a good show.
Yeah.
Fresh
Yeah.
Prince.
Alfonso Ribeiro was on that joint. Yeah.
Alfonso. Yeah, good. Hey, good one for that one. Good one for that one. Who else we got? What else we got? Make sure we got. All right. Juwan says that this is true, Mac. It starts with us. Everything starts with us. We are first and worst enemy. Remember that, y'all. We are first and worst enemy. Always have and always will be, unfortunately. All right. Mainstream media bullshit is trash. The media is poison. I cannot disagree with that. All right, Mac, you are on point. Tammy, you're on point. But there are still to not have a lot of strong black families. We would be too powerful if black relationships was better. It scares all races. Our unity has always scared everybody. This ain't nothing new. You right there. Black unity is a scary thing. Real scary thing.
I don't even want to say black unity, yes, but even unity of minorities is scary. Like if all the blacks, Hispanics, and Asian people got together and was like, "We not taking this BS no more." Like the sheer numbers alone, and that's why they put this stuff on TV. They keep us divided. They keep it's divisive. It's propaganda, to be honest, because not every black person behaves this way. It's just a whole bunch of foolishness. Yeah. I didn't think I was gonna have this many thoughts.
No, I told you were gonna have plenty of thoughts talking about. Hey guys, before the show, we always correspond throughout the week. Mac, I don't know. Let's see if I have some thoughts. Gizzle, you're gonna always have thoughts. Like one of y'all never known Gizzle not to have damn thoughts.
Outstanding
All
job,
right.
Timmy. Outstanding job.
Always. Ken says they definitely keep us divided out of fear down to the political system in this country. Tone on point. It is, guys. It's definitely an agenda. It is an agenda. All right. So let's go back. Babe, bro, I know you and me, we have a lot of conversations about the music. And you and me, we always reminiscing on music that was from a different time. It's always nostalgic when our conversations, whether it's Biggie, it's Pac, whether it's 90s R&B. Let's talk about some of the shows that shaped you growing up. Because my brother, he's an avid TV guy. I'm not the biggest TV guy. I'd rather read a book, but hey, TVs and movies, he know them. So let's talk about it, babe. What were some of those shows growing up to you that really influenced you, in that time?
Well, for me, some of them you already done hit on. To just go way back, I'm a little bit older, but just to go back to, I was the 7 o'clock Cosby Show, 7:30, Different World,
Yes, sir.
Friday, Family Matters.
Yes.
Yeah, Friday.
Yes.
Even the show that came off, what's it? Not, of course, Full House, but the other one with Suzanne Summers and her family that came on. I think that came on Friday too, but that's a white family. But Martin and of course in Living Color, all of these things that in my opinion, and you alluded to it too, Tammy, that it's almost like it went up to a point like in 2002, 2003, somewhere up in there, maybe 2005, that they stopped making these shows. But if we just look at the 90s, I mean, we was well represented, with quality. Jamie Foxx, in Living Single. I mean, it was just so many shows. And then the early 2000s, like you said, Tammy, the WB and UPN, they just had DL Hughley, who else? Steve Harvey show, chasing him and Boss Lady, so that's the representative. But I would say early on, Different World, Cosby Show, Urkel and Family Matters. Those shows was great, representations that I saw that were, because I'm a country boy, so I'm from the country, and in the country, Tammy, the TV sit on top of the small TV sit on top of the big TV too in the country. So it's just not a city hood thing. They do it in the country too, So
I think it's a poor
and
thing.
you'll be watching the small
thing.
Well, if we want to call it that, So
I think so, Jizzle. That's it.
Hey, but it was a happy time. So it's just nothing bad about it. Wouldn't trade those times for nothing. But I just think that those shows. I know you said earlier that we can learn something from all of them, from Claire and Cliff, from Martin and Gina, and even just to go back to the early 2000s where they changed the narrative for TV, where the woman chased the man. Miss Parker chased Professor Ogilvy, and she chased and she chased and chased, and that was a new narrative, huh?
She wore him down eventually.
Wore him down. I know.
I don't like that narrative though, because why
you don't like? But that was a new narrative though. It's something that hadn't been seen on TV, because
I don't like that they made that narrative for her, because once again, everything is intentional, y'all. And I say this because study psychology a bit. They made her chase him because she was fat. That's why that happened. And so now y'all have a narrative. It's a narrative, and as me and y'all probably seen this. where fat women pay for their man stuff, where fat women taking care of these men. I don't know if y'all have heard that narrative, but baby, I have seen it with my eyeballs, where these big women feel like in order to get a man, they got to pay for the man. Not all of them, but that was a narrative that was depicted to a man. That's why I said, looking at that stuff and saying it was better than now or whatever, you can't do that, because it was all. If you say a black woman got to struggle to get a man, that's what she gonna believe she got to do. If you say, even let's take it out of black. Let's just take women in period. When you're talking about Disney princesses, all the stuff Disney princesses got to do to get a man, okay? They got to hold everything say. It's a problem, because we teach our girls that if you fat, you can't get a fine man, which is stupid, because you know it's plenty of big women that got fine men, right? But that's what they taught us, and that's what people internalize. Even if they didn't understand they were internalizing, they internalized it. That's what had to happen in order for them to get what they want. Me as a big woman, if I want this man, I gotta chase it. I had a girl, and I say this, y'all, because this is really my real life. I had a girl that I went to summer camp with when I was in the 8th grade, around the same time this show was. She was a big girl. Her name was Tijuana. Tijuana liked this boy. His name was Robert. Okay, I'm giving real names to these are real people. Okay, Robert came up to me and said, Tijuana scares me. She wants me to be her boyfriend. Can you please pretend to be my girlfriend so that she will leave me alone? Because Tijuana was not letting up out of Robert. Okay, because she felt like in order to get little cute Robert, she had to chase that boy. Who taught her that? Who teaches an 11-year-old that you gotta chase a boy in order to get him to like you? Hey, I'm sorry. I don't like these weird narratives that we give women about relationships, because it's damaging. And I think that as women sometimes, and y'all probably don't understand this as men, but we're taught so many things about what it is to be a woman, what it is to attract a man. You gotta cook, you gotta clean, you gotta, whenever he wants you, you gotta be down to do whatever he wants sexually. You gotta do all these things. You gotta be all these things. If you're in the church, you gotta be chaste. You gotta read the Bible. You gotta pray loud. You gotta all these things that we have to do, and we internalize all these things, and then we don't self-actualize. We become carbon copies of what we think men want in order to attract men, until that becomes something that's not important to us anymore. But maybe I'm projecting. I'm gonna stop talking.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I like it. But you don't think that men have a lot too?
I'm not saying men don't. I definitely think it's on both ends. I definitely think that how men are depicted now, where they have to be these ultra providers and get hair and buy Birkin bags and all that kind of stuff like that, I think that there's pressures on that too. So don't get me wrong. I'm just telling you from a woman's standpoint, the toxicity that is literally spoon-fed to us since we were kids. Okay? We're told not to dress a certain way, because if we dress a certain way, we're causing men to lust after us. And it's our fault if we get raped, molested, or touched inappropriately. You understand me? We're taught that. We're taught so many terrible, terrible things that removes the accountability from the people that do the terrible things to us. It puts the accountability back on us. And it's crazy, because it should not be that way. It should not be that way. We should be able to be loved in the truest and safest and most purest version of ourselves. But we're not. That's why we put the fake nails on. That's why we put the fake lashes on. That's why we change the hair. That's why we get the weaves down our butt. It's all this thing. And like I said, it's not everybody. When you learn to love yourself and be okay in your own energy, you're okay with whoever you are. But if you're not, it's a lot of stuff. I knew a girl when I went to college, she would not leave her dorm room unless her face was beat to the gods. I said, girl, that has to be exhausted every day, waking up and being up 3 hours in advance to put makeup on just to go to class. But she couldn't. How are you 18 years old? You don't even need makeup like that at 18, but you got to have a full face on. That's crazy to me. But it's a self-love thing, and it's a value system thing, and we have to learn to value ourselves. But I'm gonna stop talking because this is
no, you're good, Tam. So are you? Go ahead, baby.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Tam, are you speaking empirically or observationally? Because it seems like at some point it became empirical. Like this is what you've personally been. These things, these mandates were imposed on you. I'm just saying, is this something you've observed, or was this?
I've observed it and I've experienced it, and I think I have gone beyond it. And that's why I think I can speak from both a clinical way and from a personal standpoint, because I remember a time period where I went to a Christian university. I went to Oakwood University. It's a private Christian SBA university. It's a HBCU. Shout out to OU. Okay, it was right down the street from Alabama A&M, and I remember that they pretty much told you that you failed if you left that school without a husband. You're supposed to go there and get your degree, and you're also supposed to get your MRS degree. That's what you're supposed to do. A lot of my friends who are married, they married people that they met at Oakwood. Okay, this is just the reality of what that school was and what that experience was. And so I was this super duper holy church girl. I used to send Bible verses out to all my friends. I was all these things. That didn't get me picked. That didn't get me chosen. That didn't do me anything. And I thought during that time period that I was doing something wrong, that I wasn't together, and it really wasn't that. And being those things, people like me. Just because they didn't like me didn't mean I like them. But the whole point of everything I'm saying is I thought that being those things and becoming a wife and a mother, those were like pivotal points of what it meant to be a woman. And I had to relearn and rewire my brain. Even the ideologies of sex. I have so many friends that I went to school with who, once they got married to their husbands, because they were virgins when they got married, could not perform sex with their husband because their body biologically would not allow their vagina to open. Because they had been mentally told that sex was wrong for so many years that even in the context of when it's the most pure and the most innocent and the most holy, they could not perform it. They had to go to counseling and things of that nature in order to be able to do that. So what I'm saying is, holistically, not just inside the church, but I'm talking about holistically, things that women are taught from a very, very young age, they internalize. And it shows up in their relationship. It shows up in how they present themselves physically. It shows up in all these things. And I think we have to be very, very careful and very, very conscientious about what depiction of womanhood we are presenting to these girls. That is why people like Sexy Red and this music, going back to the industry, right? People like all these people that are uplifted, shaking their booties and all doing all this stuff. That's why they're dangerous to the community. They're not dangerous to the community because we haven't been doing this for years, because we've been doing this for years. They're dangerous to the community because what is the out? What is the out? After I shake my booty, what do I get? An STD? After I shake my booty, what do I get? I go home with a rapper? What do I get after that? What do I get? They don't know no better. That's why people like Kim Kardashian and Amber Rose are dangerous. They're dangerous because now they tell you all you gotta do is sleep with somebody famous, trap them, get a baby, whatever, and now you own. These are the goals that these girls have. Right. And so, who are the role models? I always said, I'm not famous, right? But I always said if I got famous, I would want to be a role model to girls.
You're going to be famous.
Okay? I always said that. Not because I want fame. Because I didn't have nobody to look up to. There was nobody that I looked up to, and I was like, I want to be like her when I grow up. There was nobody. Who was we looking up to? There was nobody. And so that is my issue with the depiction of all the things that women do. That in media. That is my problem. Even the depiction of just a indecisive ass woman. Like, baby, when I make a decision, I cut off all my hair this week, y'all. I made the decision months ago that I was cutting off all my hair. And baby, I did it. My barber just like, she had about up this high at first. And I said, baby, cut that low. She's like, you sure? I said, I made up my mind a long time ago. Because I'm decisive. Okay? I'm not indecisive. I'm very decisive about my stuff. And so I say all that to say is, we as women, we have to go through a process sometimes of relearning and unlearning different things that were wrong. And I'm gonna call them what it is, wrong. The church's depiction of sex is wrong to the point where some people think that it's not holy to have sex in any other position besides missionary. Okay, people have said this. Okay, some people think that it's wrong to have oral sex. Wrong, because in the Bible says the marriage bed is undefiled. If you're talking about from a biblical standpoint, okay. So I'm saying all this to say, because I know, like I said, a lot of talking, but there are so many pressures on men and women on who and what they should be, and I think that we don't see how it affects people sometimes, but it definitely affects people in real ways. Even to the point where women who are in abusive relationships stay in those relationships because it's bad to get a divorce. The kids, all these different reasons why they stand in some stuff that was bad because they didn't want to fail. They don't want to be another black statistic. Okay? They don't want to be a baby mama. It's so anyway, child, I could go.
I want to you good, Tammy. Just to go back to what you were saying that you want to be a role model and you will be a role model, but just to go back to the earlier TV shows that we was talking about, you had an example even on TV. Even it was a compare and contrast. We had no just whatever the media gave us, not the stuff we learning now from all these what they did in their past and stuff, but you had examples on TV. You had living singles. You had Joan them I can't girlfriends that a depiction of that. But now on TV, you don't have like, if we going in that direction, you had be like, hey, even if they didn't listen to the parent, well, be like Joan or be like Raquel, what's her name? Raquel. No, on Steve Harvey show, the light skinned lady.
Raquel Watt.
Be like she she was a principal. Joan was a lawyer. Even if you didn't listen to the parents, you can point somewhere. Mm-hmm. Now, even as a parent today, you can't point nowhere because of the people, the representations that's out there now. So, as Kiki was alluding to earlier, what about when her daughter become a parent? Like, what is the representations going to be then? At least we had that during that time. And I know you said earlier it was never pretty much a good time, but they at least put it in our face, and it's just got progressively worse. To I'm scared for 2034. I'm like, what are we gonna do? What is gonna be out there? And to go to your point about, I can go on and on about that. The church, if we want to say that. They put all these stipulations on people, and behind the scenes, they doing all of that. And it's just so hypocritical. Yeah. And you making people feel like shame and condemned. And you doing it yourself, even to some of them engaging in homosexuality. Some of them, but you getting up here telling me that I'm wrong,
right? And
to where your friends felt this way, and I know some people like that too myself, and be like, no, you good now, but I can't do this, and I can't do that. But to your point, that's a hindrance, and that's a whole nother conversation. As we talking about Black media, we can talk about behind the scenes about that stigma of that we supposed to be this type of woman or this type of man behind the scene, and the narrative that's pushed behind it from elders, preachers in the church and stuff. So I'll go with you, Tammy. That's good.
I mean, and that's why I say it's deep.
It runs deep. It runs deep.
Oh, when we go to like I said, Love and Basketball used to be my favorite movie. One of my favorite movies. I loved it, and watching it as an adult, it was 100% toxic. I don't know if I ever heard Omar's character tell old girl that he loved her the whole movie. he ever say out his mouth that he loved that girl. I want y'all to go back and rewatch that movie.
Well, even in that movie, if we want to go really deep into that, look what the dad was doing.
Yeah, but this
Look, but so if we want to just go on with generational curses, that maybe he was just emulating what he's seeing the dad was doing. No, none of this is right. None of this is right. But we can see how this can just really transform. It was toxic, transforming, over into our own lives and stuff. Like the dad said, hey, pretty much what Ray say, I do it on the road. Don't, if I can remember, it's been a while since I saw it. But he pretty much told the son, don't tell your mom what I'm doing. Like, oh, you've been doing this all this time? And the mom was at home being the good wife, raising the daughters, so.
And I think even in that, she was this lady who was chaste, taking care of her house, doing the thing. And it teaches you that being a good girl doesn't pay off. Like as a woman, that teaches you that just because you're a good wife and a good mother to your children, it don't pay off. Your man will still cheat on you. And so I don't know if y'all heard this narrative lately. Cheating has become normalized in relationships. Cheating, according to these new age people, is a part of the ups and downs of a relationship. And I'm just like, what? What? Why is that normal to y'all? But it's normal. It's people normalize it because, hey, if she was there cooking the food and washing the dishes and ironing the clothes and doing all the things she's supposed to do, and she got cheated on, what am I gonna do? I don't even know how to cook. He definitely gonna cheat on me. I love him, so I'm just gonna keep him around because I love him and he just want to cheat. That's what he gonna do. Crazy.
But Tammy, that right there, that's nothing new either.
I'm not saying new. I'm just saying it's that depiction and the acceptance of it. The acceptance that is normal now. That is what
go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's a difference between it's always been happening. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Things have always people have always had double lives, right? People have always had multiple families, but it's the sheer fact that we accept it as normal. Like it's normal for your man to cheat on you. He loved you. She just vagina to him, but he loved you, girl. Don't let that good man go. He got a good job. He got a 401k.
He's a good man, Savannah.
Like, it's crazy. And it's like, for me, I'm just at a point where I don't want all that extra hurt and pain and strife that comes along with being with somebody. Like, I don't want a love that hurts more than it feels good. That's crazy to me. I'd rather be alone by myself, feeling good all the time, than having to have somebody else's trauma and drama and mess pulled on me because they unhealed and they want to move crazy with me and they don't respect me and love me and have enough integrity to not treat me that way and not push me. So yeah, it's like I said, it's layered. My experience personally is layered from both seeing my mom and my dad move in relationships, but also just experiencing life in general.
Right.
Having people specifically that want to sleep with me.
I just think that's the progressions of life.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's like, I was that. And I mean, y'all know my story. And this is one of the things we talked about earlier about motivating kids. I tell my students that I didn't lose my until 29. I tell them. I told my students that. And they be like, you're lying. I said, I don't have no reason. What do I gain from lying to y'all about this? I have no reason to lie to y'all about this. And I'm telling y'all this not to hype myself up. I'm telling y'all this because I valued myself during that time period, right? Where I didn't need somebody to want to touch on me to feel like I was beautiful or valued or anything. I didn't need that. I was perfectly okay being myself. I was finding who I was. Who I was not contingent on how somebody else looked at me or viewed me or did anything. And it was a liberating, and I still am in this energy, but it was a liberating time period for me because I had to take those expectations off my life. Once again, growing up in church, I thought I'd be married by like 25. I am 35 and unmarried, ain't never had a ring on my finger. Okay? if I'm valuing myself by the same things I was told to value early in life, being married, having kids, all that stuff like that, I'm failing. Oh my God, I'm failing in life. But I don't know too many people my age that have traveled to 17 different countries. I don't know people that speak 2 languages. I don't know people that are educated, getting their second master's degree. I don't know people doing it. So it's crazy.
Is that just the progressions of life though? Because in our 20s, you know, we listen to the elders and we be like, oh, you need to do this and you need to do that. And then, and the older that we get,
So
go ahead. What'd you say now? What'd you say?
Tam, what you were saying, Tam?
I
You
said I never listen to nobody. I don't never listen to nobody, and that's why I moved.
Okay.
I've moved.
Okay.
That's exactly why I've moved the way I've moved,
Okay.
and that's why I'm saying I'm. This is life beyond that veil. Okay, this is life after that veil was pulled off, and I had to start doing things my own way in order for me to have joy and be happy and be okay with who I was.
Right.
So,
But Tammy, you experienced something traumatic early on, and that put you on a different, trajectory. Because
what traumatic thing I speak earlier on?
remember you said that growing up, far as like mom like bouncing around and like the evictions. You remember that's traumatic as shit. You know what I mean? Witnessing abuse, the things that you witness. Not trying to keep rehashing that, but you saw that, and so and a young and impressionable child. I know what I experienced did to me, so I'm assuming that had to formulate. You know what? I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna do me, and no matter to the detriment, I'm gonna do me at all costs. And so that's why I think with you, a lot of the things that you're so dogmatic about were because you were forced to be early on. It was either I'm gonna be a victim or or a victor. One of the two. I'm either gonna be a victim or a victor here. And you
Right.
just propelled yourself up and said, you know what? I'm gonna rise above all of this. I'm gonna do me. To the detriment, I'm gonna write my own rules in life, and I'm not gonna subscribe, or I'm not gonna let you guys circumscribe what I can and can't do, and live within your demarcations. And I commend you for that, just I really do, because a lot of women, a lot of people, men and women, they yield to the pressures of society or feel because they haven't achieved these man-made metrics that who the hell can tell you if you ain't married by 35, your life is over. Who can tell you that? Right. You ain't got a house by 40. Who makes this shit up? You know what I'm saying? You can't we all starting off from different vantage points in life. Everybody's different. Mm-hmm. So kudos to you for being a woman that standing 10 toes down and say, I'm gonna be me no matter what. And I'm gonna write the rules how I feel. And I think that more girls will see somebody like you and know that there is a role model like that, man. So shout out to you, Gizzle, for that. Real.
These are the goals in life.
Like Tammy, if they could be like Tammy,
I know, man. She's gonna be famous. All right, yes, and yes. Alone sounds better than being humiliated constantly. Yeah, I think Gizzle got an amen corner with that one. All right, Tony G. Why do people think something is wrong if you like being by yourself or to yourself? Being by yourself is a beautiful thing.
I don't know why it has such a negative connotation. I think they think you're gonna be lonely, and it's like, no, I'm good.
I love my company. I mean, you baby, right. I think okay, guys. All right, we in unison on that. It's peaceful. I enjoy it. Hey, she chose Victor, man. Absolutely, man. Salute to Gizzle. She chose Victor. Kudos to you, Gizzle.
Did y'all see what somebody was saying earlier about the same situation that I had about them with the virginity and how their whole personality was like based on their purity? I think somebody had said
in this comment in this chat.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go back and see.
Yeah. I missed that.
Let me see. I'm telling you, it's a real thing, and I'm not saying this from
was
just.
It Kent? Let me see.
I believe so. I believe it was Kent, but I'm not saying it's like this is a real thing that women go through, and I don't think it's talked about enough in general. But it's definitely not talked about enough within the church. We have girls who grew up in the church. Some of them who their whole personality was their relationship with God and their purity, and so then once they get married. And they're supposed to be able to have relations with their husband and have a holy, bedroom, it's one. Yeah. So
I have
This-
heard that too, Tammy. I have heard that too.
It's crazy. And I'm telling you, they have mental blocks that won't allow them to be intimate with their husband because they've been told for so long that sex is bad. And let's not even go on a portion of people that believe that sex shouldn't be pleasurable to women. That it's just, I mean, if the things I've been told and that has been said to me personally,
wow.
like y'all, it's actually crazy, and you have to like unlearn it. You have to go through a thing of unlearning.
And here's the thing, Tammy. Here's the thing. They push marriage though.
Yes. And so I have a lot of friends they married and divorced because they got married at 21 when they were 7 years old and completely changed.
They push marriage, but don't prepare them that this is a very important part of marriage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Good stuff, y'all. Well, listen, we come. Gizzle, you're the only woman, so the respect and the rejected is gonna be you. Everybody's favorite segment. They really love it because it's Gizzle, because she can't caveat with this. All right, respected or rejected, y'all. What a great show. A married man going to the strip club. Gizzle, you respected or rejected?
Respected. He taking me with him.
Oh, so you cool with the married man going to the strip club? Hey, baby, bro, but he got to go with Gizzle though. Okay.
Do we have to take you with him? Do we have
I've
to?
never been before.
Oh, okay.
And I want to go with him.
You never been to the strip club?
Ever.
In Atlanta?
Ever. Never, ever, ever. I'm telling you, sheltered life, bro.
We're going to change that shit. We're going to change that shit ASAP. Hey, you ain't going to wait till you get a husband. Hell, I'm going to change that for you. The hell with that. All right. Moving on, Gizzle. Earmark, I got that. We might have changed that for my birthday coming up in August. We're going to change that shit. Gizzle. Okay. I know the guy that was obsessed with sports. You bum, get over it. I know you didn't like that guy last week. Killed my dude's hoop dreams. A man that is an avid gamer. And Chad, I want y'all in this.
Reject.
A man that's an avid gamer.
Reject.
Oh, no, you're not. Reject. Why he can't be a gamer? No.
The only way it is okay for a grown-ass man to sit on a game all day is if he's getting paid to live stream the game. That's the only way. If he's not getting paid, why are you wasting so much time in front of that? Go get a job. Like, go make some money. What are you doing?
Gizzle, I said avid gamer. I didn't say okay, Gizzle. I'm coming to me personally. Hey, I love the game. After I'm done, it helps me unwind. Gizzle, your husband, he comes home from work and he wants to play the mat in the other room, and you got a problem with that, Gizzle?
When I want my dick.
Oh my God! It's about you, Gizzle. You're just being selfish. Oh.
I don't want to have to fight with him. I don't want to have to him try to be on the game while he giving me back shots. We not doing that, and so I don't like it. I don't like gamer boys.
I'm a gamer. Go ahead, Gizzle.
A lot of times when you on the phone with the gamer boys, y'all be having conversations. He be talking to you and he be talking to the people on the game, and he not really paying attention to you. I don't like gamer boys. We too old. That was cute when we was in our 20s. We too old for that. Get up in life.
Okay. All right. What the chat got? I love Madden. I'm a Madden guy. Yeah. Gizzle says she can't do it. Okay, reject that. I guess somebody rejected going to the strip club. I think Joanna said she wasn't feeling a married man in the strip club. Gizzle's gonna go. We're gonna have to make that reality happen for. Coco says strip clubs are fantastic. It gives you great courage to try some new things. I think it's a fantastic place. And besides, you get to support some nice single mothers. Not a bad place at all.
Tony, when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a stripper.
Okay. How the hell you go from stripper to damn Christian school?
But let me tell you why though. It was because I was like, they just dancing with clothes off. That's all I thought. Like my brain was so pure. I just thought they got paid to dance with no clothes on. Like, it was crazy. I was very young at this time.
Okay, that's just okay. What do Ken say? Respect it. I play mine after my girl and kids asleep. My time, she doesn't even know. Okay, so Kent, that's a damn shame. You gotta sneak. A man, you see the shit men gotta deal with? We gotta sneak and play the game. Kent, a hard-working man, in between working and supporting and raising his kid and he loving his wife, and he supporting MacTastic TV all day. He want to play the damn game. Kent's brain is tired. That can't play the damn game. Damn, Gizzle won't let her man play the game. Gizzle's a bully. All right. Let's see. Coco, I went to the strip
Let us
club
play the
one
game,
time.
Tami.
Tony, wait a minute. You
Tony
was a
don't like
damn neighbor.
nothing.
He
Tony
don't like
TV.
nothing.
He don't like sports.
He don't like sports. Tony don't like Tony. Only thing Tony like is his woman, his kid, and MacTastic TV. I don't think Tony like nothing else in life.
Tony don't even like us. He don't even like us.
Hey, Tony, do you like us, Tony? I just want to make sure. I think you do, but I don't. Hey, Gizzle, I don't want to be a year from now. I didn't really like none of them either. Tony, let us know you like us, please. ASAP. Thank you, Tony, because we love you. All right, man. Y'all, all right, let me see here. What did Ken say? Jizzle, you cutting up. Some strip clubs have fire wings too. Jizzle, you gonna eat, oh yeah, you don't eat chicken. God, you can't even eat the food. I will get you some fries. I'll tell them, hey, get her some Cajun fries, y'all. Get her a large order of Cajun fries. All right. Absolutely have to sneak it. It ain't fair. Hey, Ken, you play your game. And if you online and you see MacTastic, you hit me up. We're gonna play together. You goddamn it. That damn Ken. Ken, all right. I wasn't bored, I was inspired. All right. At Mac, he said at Mac N. I don't know what that means. Does that mean you don't like us?
That mean no.
I mean, he don't like none of. I don't like nobody. He just show up and support. And I'm like, I don't like none of you niggas, but I'm gonna support the hell out of this platform. God damn it, I love that dude. I don't think he said that.
Right.
All right, but he said, all right, vanilla chocolate. Hey. All right. Oh, he do like rap. Now Tony does like music because Tony, he on every clip that we drop on music. Tony loves music. Good stuff. All right, Gizzle. Coming up next. Men with the OnlyFans page. Oh God. Why does she want to be on there somehow? Oh God. What is she brought?
I don't want to be on it, but some of them be fine and they be slinging that dangling. Okay, man, there are two I can think of specifically, and shout out to them. Okay, Dwayne, you know who you are. You know who you are, Dwayne. Okay, and Tony. Okay, not the Tony there, but Tony know who he is too, and they be on that thing. But no, I'm not jealous, but I want my men to my men. I want him to myself. So I'm gonna have to reject it.
All right, just so that's a no. Me, I would answer from a woman that did OnlyFans page. I respect it, but that's probably what most apropos for a man to say. Who respects it? Joanna respects it. Okay. All right. Moving on. Good stuff. And Tony G said, I'm playing, yo. All right, Tony. Thank you, brother. Because we really were starting to think you like us. And we all want to be wrong. Like Tam said, we don't want to be a year in this shit. And you one day right. I don't like none of you effers. Yeah, please. We just don't want that. Let's get this out the way now. All right. Good stuff. Gizzle, a man that gets lipo.
If you don't get your ass in the gym, reject.
All right. Hey, chat. Ladies, a man that gets lipo. See what they say about that. See what you want.
BBL Drizzy. Okay, no, we don't want none of that.
All right. Well, I'll let the chat catch up to us. Body hair, Gizzle. Man with body hair.
Reject.
Gizzle, he can't have no body.
Okay, listen.
Oh shit! Here come a story, y'all. Get ready.
Like that taco meat that be up here.
Wait a minute, Gizzle, he can't have a taco meat.
The little taco meat that be all up in here. It's not cute. Mac, you don't have taco meat. Taco meat literally look like taco meat. It look like some ground beef and it's not cute. It's not cute. And then I don't like when you giving a dude head and you get hair in your mouth. Like shave or trim that's down there. Okay, nobody want no hair. Like nobody want all that. Like no. Manscaped, please Manscaped.
Okay, ladies. Okay, we're gonna. I think we're good. Tony G, he gave us an update. He loves the chat family. Okay, so we're all good with Tony, y'all. So we can officially say his family, his children, his fiance, and Fantastic TV, he loves us. Okay, hey, we're good. As long as we're good with Tony G, we're good. All right, moving on. Joanna said body hair rejected. Okay. All right.
Manscaped.
Oh, okay. I'm okay. A lady have a little bush down there. I like, I'm old school. Ain't no wrong with a little bush down there. I'm okay with the bush. Look, little bush. Just I ain't talking about. She can't just be no throw.
I got laser hair removal.
That sounds like something you would do. That sounds like something you. So that is something Gizzle.
I haven't shaved in a month.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
It's gone.
All right, Gizzle.
Okay.
Well, you don't want the man to. You're gonna say no. No, you're not. I'm not gonna do this because I know you. If every time, baby bro, I do that with her, she gonna flip it because she likes to play mind games with me. I'm not gonna do this with this lady.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it then. Let's hear it.
It's definitely not me against you. So,
men that participate in online betting.
I don't care. That's his money. Like you talking about like fantasy football and stuff like that.
That betting is real. Like those.
I've never. I guess maybe I've never encountered anybody who has had a gambling problem. So if it was a problem, then that would be an issue. But I've never encountered somebody that had a gambling problem and like didn't have their rent money because they gambled all their money away. So I don't have the experience to feel that. I don't know.
So just let's just go with something you can't feel. He likes to go to Vegas and gamble. You respect it or reject it?
I had a guy I talked to who was an amazing poker player, and he used to win. He would come back with bands.
So you respect it?
I respect it. Princess Love won a poker competition. Bands, okay? Respect it.
All right. I'm glad I didn't say what I thought you was gonna say. All right. A man that watches cartoons, respected or rejected, Gizzle?
Respected. I watch cartoons too. What we watching together, babe? What we watching together? Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Doug, Recess. What we watching? Phineas and Ferb.
Transformers.
I watched a couple episodes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Can't say you're trying to bet to make that rent. No. Cartoons are fire. I think everybody's rocking with the cartoons. Okay. Can't respect it. Joanna respect. Everybody rocking with the cartoons. TMNT. Okay, everybody rocking with them cartoons.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You see who watches cartoons. Okay. He would know. All right.
My brother used to have me watching Dragon Ball Z back in the day too. I love me some Vegeta. Some Majin Buu.
Wait a minute. Breaking news. Tony G loves cartoon movies. Oh, shit. Breaking news. Tony G actually likes something.
I guess he watched them Thundercats.
Yeah, he from the Thundercat era. And G.I. Joe. He from the era. All right, Gizzle. Last one. You off the hot seat. I think even though she likes answering all the questions, she ain't got to share the questions. A man that works 70 or 80 hours a week. Ooh.
If he's doing it by choice, I respect it.
Don't you start dancing. We're not doing that.
So I think I've said this more than one time on this channel. I respect a hardworking man. I don't want no man who is on his ass all day. I respect a man who work hard. So if he working hard, he working 70, 80 hours a week. He might have less time for me, but if getting his bag is that important to him, I respect it. I can't reject it. You working hard, babe. All I could do is be there and support you. So when you come home, I'm gonna have a hot meal cooked for you. I'm gonna rub your back. I'm gonna give you whatever you need because you out here, you hustling for the fam. So yeah, I respect it.
Tammy, you said you vegetarian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you cook
Yes.
meat for your
Yeah.
men?
I
You
cook
do
meat for my family.
for your
Not
family? Okay,
for my
okay.
family, not just men. My family.
Well, for your family. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, I have
But
to clarify because it'll be men that'll ask me that ain't never took me on a date and ask me when I'm gonna get a meal, when they gonna get a meal from me, and it's just like, you not special. Why would I cook for you? Why am I wasting my groceries on you, sir? Meat is expensive. You want me to cook you
yeah.
some lamb
So, but for
chops?
your family, if they
For
come
my
over, you would.
family, I cook for my family.
Okay,
Yes.
okay then. And you cook your choices, what your meal is, in
Um,
separate dishes.
yeah, so like yesterday I made tacos. I made nachos. So I made a beef version for everybody else in my house, and then I made a vegetarian version for myself. Or even if I'm doing like Southern style, I might fry them some chicken, right? And I'll do, a pot of greens, macaroni and cheese, cornbread, and eat the sides for myself. The other day I did jerk chicken for my family, and then I did jerk tofu for myself with cabbage and rice and peas. This is all last week. I was cooking all last week. Then one of the days I made some rasta pasta, and so they used that jerk chicken that they had from the day before, and they put it in the rasta pasta. What else I cooked? I cooked something else last week. I did a vegetarian sloppy joe last week. So I cook. I really cook in real life. Like I can cook different ethnicities of food. I did some tofu, some sweet and sour tofu. With some it was so good with some fried rice, and then yeah, I really do cook in real life. And even people that taste my
Good job.
vegetarian versions
Awesome.
of food, they like the vegetarian version as well. So I cook.
Right.
But
Good
once again,
deal. Good
it's
deal.
one of those things.
Just
I
wanted
mean,
to
I
know.
wasn't cooking. I wasn't cooking to get a man, but this is one of those things I did when I was in college. I would cook and I would invite all the single dudes over to our my apartment or whatever for potluck after church so they could taste my food so that I could be chosen. I still ain't got no ring on my finger, but my food good. And anybody who went to school with me and came to the potlucks will tell you, oh, Tam can cook. To this day, they'll tell you I can cook, but no ring on my finger because
Somebody probably reminisce about them pot of greens now from
they
college.
do. They call me all the people would call me and be like, how did you make that shepherd's pie back in the day? Like we used to love that shepherd's pie. So yeah.
Good deal. Good deal.
For those that don't know, go follow Gizzle on Instagram. She do post her meals. That shit look hella good. I lied, Gizzle. We got one more respected or projected.
Okay.
All right, maybe two more. Because it's just you, so it's always because that's why people love the segment because it really because you can't
I
dance.
don't do that.
All right, Gizzle, here we go. Respected or rejected. Moving in with someone before marriage.
Reject. Rejected.
Can you add context why, Gizzle, on that one?
First of all, I'm traditional.
Okay.
That's the first thing. I think that if you giving the man all the milk, he not gonna buy the cow. And I think that when you move in with a person, especially as a woman, you are kind of tempted to be like in that mothering, that nurturing, that wifely mode, but you are not a wife yet. You are not a wife. And I know people these days are so into like taking their resources and putting their resources together. My Instagram is should be up under here. You see my
Yeah,
yeah.
it's on there. You're so
But yeah,
and
so
it's always in not to cut you off, Jizzle, but in every show, guys, you can always follow and when you go click in the description of every show, everybody on the panel you can follow. Her IG handle is in every show. Go ahead, Jizzle.
but yeah, so what was I talking about? Hold up, what was I talking about?
No,
I forgot my thought.
no. I interrupt you. I'm sorry about that, but I just want to let people know they can always find you in every description. We're talking about your reason for not wanting to
Oh,
move in
yeah.
pre-marriage.
So I'm traditional, and I don't. I know I know how I love on the men in my life. Okay,
Okay.
I know how I love the men in my life. I know that I'm not willing to be a wife before I'm a wife. I need to be a wife. Now, do I think it's important to be in somebody's space and understand how they move and understand their energy? Yes, you can do that by spending a night or two, right? Moving in is ridiculous. Oh, and what I was saying earlier, I know people are really into these days, like taking their resources and combining their resources so they don't struggle. And I understand that concept of moving in for that concept, but even in that, If we feel like we need to combine our resources, that we are one, we need to be married. We need to be married, because if at any point you decide you don't want to be in this anymore, now I'm in a financial duress because I got to figure out how the other half of the rent gonna get paid or whatever. That's why I don't believe in 50-50. It's a whole bunch of levels to that question, but no, I don't respect moving in before marriage. I believe that you should be married before you move in with your significant other. And I know that's going to be real. People are not going to agree with that, but I definitely believe in traditionally waiting until you are married to live with that person, before you start combining your resources and things of nature, because I think that's the right way to go about it.
I respect that, Gizzle, but I'm gonna have to move in with your ass first. I got to. I got to. I got to test drive the car. I got to test drive. I got to test drive the car. I need to see how this gonna work.
Are you talking about from a sexual standpoint, or are you talking about
Gizzle.
like,
I'm talking about if me and her cohabitating every day. I would hate to get married, and I've never lived with you in the space for a few for some months. I got to know what it's like. I got to see what this is like. Be personal.
Well, that's why I said that you could spend a night or two. I think that
ain't enough for me, just no.
I mean, I get it. Y'all can go on trips together. You can travel together. There are ways you can test those waters without moving fully in with each other. But hey, I've seen where people get into relationships and they both have their separate places and they end up kind of just being at one person's house the whole time because they want to be around each other. I've seen that happen too, but I'm okay with that because they still have their own separate houses. When they need a break, they can go break from each other, right? So yeah,
that's cool too. But I got to be around you. I want to see what your habits are like. Are you clean? Are you nasty? I want to see you day in and day out. Let me get a scope of what I'm really getting with you. I need to get a full sample size, not the 2 days, but we just in bliss or 3 days. But
I understand exactly where you're coming from. I definitely think there are ways to do it without fully moving in, though.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What's the chat say? The chat says, what does Kent say? Let's see what Kent says. Kent's very, I'm in the middle on this one. I get why people do it both ways. Yeah, to each his own. To each his own. To each his own. I don't think it's no right or wrong on what works for you. I think what did I think Coco respects it. Let's see here. That's what the she said is for, and the man cave. Oh, okay. The she said the man cave. All right. Just the last one. Respect or reject it. You know what? I'm not gonna say that. Scheduling sex to ensure regular intimacy. Do you respect it or reject it? I ain't saying that.
I'm gonna reject that. I'm sorry. I need spontaneity. I need spontaneity. I know y'all think I'm very regimented and I can't for certain things, but baby, I need spontaneity. Like if I see you over there and you looking good and I just want to come lick your nipple, I want to be able to go over there and lick your nipple and not be like, baby, I gotta do work. I want to be able. I said this earlier in this conversation, when I've never been in a situation where I've been with a man and I wanted to have sex with him and I could have sex with him anytime I wanted to have sex with him, because most of my relationships have been long distance where we haven't been in that position. So if I'm in a position where I'm in a relationship, I don't want to feel like I have to schedule the intimacy with my husband or my man or my whatever. I want to be able to, walk around butt ass naked and be like, babe, I need some dick right now. And I hate to sound so vulgar about it, but I feel like I deserve that at this point in my life. I've never been able to do that. I want to be able to be like, babe,
I get it.
Put my ass in your face. Eat it. What are you doing? Dinner served. Babe, what are you doing? Babe, lick my nipple one time. I want to be able to. I need there to be spontaneity. And I think that's how I am as a person. I think that y'all, a lot of people see the very regimented portions of me, but I am very sporadic as well. I'm very, very drop of the ball type stuff sometimes. And so I don't want to feel like I'm so regimented where I have to schedule. How are you even? Is that even enjoyable? I'm gonna pencil you in for 9:30. Okay, we'll be done by 10. That sounds miserable. That doesn't sound like an enjoyable time. I don't even want it at that point. Keep it. You keep that. Okay.
All right. So Gizzle says she rejects that. I think chat.
I want to be able to roll over at 3 a.m. on a hard penis and be like, put it in right now. What are you doing? What are you doing? I want to wake up at 6 a.m. and it's hard and I just put it in my mouth. I just y'all don't understand. These are the goals that I have in life. I know this sounds really crass. I'm being very honest, but these are the things that I desire. So yeah, no. spontaneity.
You
I want
like
to
your
come home
honesty.
from work
Yeah.
at 12 for my lunch break and be making a sandwich in the kitchen and just getting my drawers taken. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. But yeah.
Can some decent quality man fulfill this for Gizzle, please? God damn it. I'm so sick of this woman having unfulfilled desires sexually. Can you?
I've
What do
given
you?
up hope.
You said what, Gizzle?
I've given up hope. I don't want to say
All
it's hopeless, but I've given up hope. So
right. Gizzle, respected or rejected. This is the last one. I promise you, we're done. Discuss the sexual compatibility early in relationship. I know you all for that, right? Respect.
respect it.
All right.
100%.
All right.
I was talking to this dude, y'all, and I was talking to him, and I come to find out that he used to deal with somebody I know, right? And she was like, yeah, when we was in our 20s, he used to like his booty ate. I was like, ooh, me no like it. Me no like it. I'm not eating his gooch. None of that. Not gonna happen. And needless to say, I stopped talking to that dude.
Okay. He wanted salad tossed. Okay.
Hey man, I wasn't going to, yuck his yum or, shame him for what he likes. Everybody had their own little kink. I have a praise kink. So everybody got their own little kink.
But now Kid is hilarious. He a low key comedian. 9 for a little nipple lick. How does that sound, babe?
It's crazy. It sounds crazy. It's just like he typed it out. It sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. And I know some people are like that. And I get it. People, we're busy. We have lives. But like, babe, like I have a coworker now, and her husband, they work different schedules. And so, trying to schedule intimacy for them is difficult. But it just be like, she's like, I didn't like it at first, but baby, I wake up at 3 a.m. to get my fix. She just had to do what she got to do. And guess what? She be coming to work in the morning. Hello, good morning. Like lit, okay? And we be like, hey, she so extra happy this morning. Now, she be extra happy every morning, but she be extra happy those mornings. And then we'll get to lunch. Well, this morning. And I'll be like, girl, we can tell. Okay. So yeah.
Well, okay. Let's see. What did okay, Tony G said respect all the way. All right.
Shout out to Tony G. Like us.
Tony G for liking all of us in the chat. We love that. Let's see. What did Coco say before I let Baby Bro close us out? If it's a schedule, he or she really don't like the sex. That's true too. If it's, you gotta do all of that. It ain't got. Yeah, I Hey, another amazing, great show. Gizzle, you held you held the fort down by yourself pretty much today,
Great
Gizzle.
job.
You held it down by yourself.
Job.
Kiki
Awesome.
internet was acting crazy.
Yeah, my internet was retarded, man. Hopefully Kiki will get it back on schedule next week. All right, baby, bro, what you got for us, man? Get the people something. Get Tony G something to think about this week. Get Tony G something first.
Yes, I'm gonna try to, but outstanding job, Tammy. You just held it down. But I hope my internet not acting up too bad either. But we was talking about TV shows and all these other things earlier, and I just want to go from this standpoint of just acting. Now we all know some people from TV shows that they had like iconic roles. Someone like Omari Hardwick. He played Ghost in Power. We just remember those people as those. Remember him as. Anytime we think of Omari Hardwick, that go Ghost. Or we remember, we talked about it earlier, Jasmine Guy, she played Whitley on, Different World. Or another one I talked about is, and he really got on my nerves on Power. And that's, I think his name, Rotimi. He played Dre in Tower. And he played that role so well. Like every time I see him on another show, I'll be like, there go Dre. And then we all can not forget about Jaleel White, who he played Urkel. But all those people played a character so well. They were pretty much acting. But I like to pose the question, do we be acting sometimes? We all know that one person at work that may be a little fake or they be acting out of character, and we know that they're not being their self. I know a lot of us, be playing, putting on and want to be our authentic selves. Unlike those actors, sometimes we be acting. We be acting committed girlfriend. We be acting as the unappreciated husband, the giving friend. We be acting, playing a role of a bank by helping people out. We know, but just doing all those things. But like I said last week, that we should always be our committed selves, our authentic selves. I'm sorry. But I remember one time, just to tell a quick story, that this was in elementary school and not probably middle school. And I was talking about this girl that I went to school with. And I was around my grandmother, and she was like, I was like, yeah, grandma, I want to, I really like this girl and all of these things. And I don't know if she liked me. And I was just trying to come up with all these creative ways to get her attention. And my grandmother told me something so, so profound that I live with it to this day, as she rests in peace. And my grandmother told me that if they don't like you for who you are, don't mess with them. And for all the people out there, if we are acting, be it in a relationship, be it at work, be it in whatever way, God wants you to be your authentic self. Always displays your authentic self. So just to go with the thing, or what my grandmother said, is that if they don't like you for who you are, you don't have to act, because you are wonderful, fearfully and wonderful made in God's image. So are we acting around the people just like those people I just named? Or are we being our authentic selves? That is the question for the upcoming week. That's all I got, Matt.
You muted, Mac.
You're
Oh,
muted.
damn.
You're muted.
I didn't. How the damn moderator gonna mute his damn self? But anyway, what I was just saying was awesome, man. Awesome word. I really appreciate that, babe, bro. Hey, you all have a great week. I just want to say special shout out, hey, to everybody that's been, man, buying Ghetto Diamond. The ebook is available. Shout out to my man Kent for your purchase. I appreciate you. Joanna, thank you for getting the Purple Panties poetry, the erotic poetry book has been going crazy. Make sure y'all hit the link. You see it's in the link. The Matastic online TV store is available. Man, get the ebooks, get everything. I totally appreciate y'all. Really do. Gizzle, make sure y'all go support all of her shirts. Gizzle, get the people one more time where they can find your shirts and stuff like that.
There, if you go to my Instagram and you click on my links, you will see the link for my shirt page, and you can purchase a shirt from there.
Okay. Make sure y'all go support Gizzle. Please do, guys. Hey, anything before we get up out of here, Gizzle? You good?
Nobody in the chat commented on my hair. I guess I don't.
They did comment on your hair. You were so busy going off about. You just don't understand how deep of a topic this is.
Tell me, your hair looked very nice. Whoever
we
did
all
it did
said
an awesome
you look
job.
Nice.
I just
did an awesome job.
Now,
honestly, guys,
you like the blonde?
Well, first of all, I love blonde on me. I love blonde on me. I'm gonna eat blonde every time. But I just felt like for 35, I needed something different and new. I don't know if that makes sense. But I just needed something different and new. So I'm loving this like of it all. But yeah.
Looks nice. I like it.
Gracias. Y'all are so kind. I'm telling y'all, this is exclusive. Nobody's seen my hair on social media. Y'all are the first people to see my hair.
Well, you know the real's gonna come out Jizzle tomorrow. The whole world about.
But that's what I'm saying. This is exclusive. Everybody in the chat, everybody here, y'all getting grade A certified exclusive material, baby. I'm a model. I'm gonna do a whole photo shoot with this hairstyle. Y'all better already know.
Well, that's because you already famous. You kept saying, "No, I'm nobody," but you already famous.
You already famous. She is famous.
MAC Texas TV.
She famous for Matt. She famous, and everybody know her. Everybody, you Google her name, it pops up. You'll see all the stuff she's in. Matastic TV. She all over the damn algorithm.
Very good.
Anyway,
very good.
Don't act like you shy. All right, but hey, again, Jizzle, phenomenal job. You one of one, truly a blessing, and thank you for sharing. Hey, thank you to the world's greatest chat. I can't thank y'all.
When able to. Passion. P.O.P.
Yeah, man. Poor Kiki, we gotta get off the internet. But listen, y'all, it's been real. Tony G, thank you. You said you get
Shout
your
out
book
to
tonight.
the chat. Shout out to the chat.
Appreciate that, baby bro. Thank you for always being who you are, the real MVP. And we are about to be out. Thank you, everyone. Love y'all. We will see y'all again next week with an even better show. And we out. God bless.
I'm about to post a picture of myself.